And we're live, everyone. Hey, how's everyone doing? Uh, that's right. We're getting into it straight away. Now, let me just make sure that we are on YouTube and on Twitch. I think we are, and that's good. Yeah, we are kind of. Hey, Far Cry Lego, great. Glad you made it. I thought you would have a delay, but it seems like you're here, which is good to see. And I made it on time. Sweet. Yeah, today we're kind of starting straight away. Why? Because I realize I'm making this almost like a special episode. Uh, I kind of just want to get into it, even though I started streaming later. But there were a lot of people in my last video for Fallout. Crazy, right? There's this thing about my streams where sometimes they will somehow YouTube will take them, and they will look at the title and the thumbnail, and they will promote it somewhat. It's not. I don't have a big channel, but it's still kind of weird how sometimes they just, well, it's normal, I guess. I suppose that they would um, push my content out there. However, uh, I got a lot of people, a lot of fans of this show commenting, and I figured, hey, and a lot of them were, criticizing me. Some of them did watch the video, others did not. They were just kind of going off of the general sense. Some making this, if you're watching this stream, anyone who is watching this stream, after the fact, I'm starting straight away with the Fallout stuff because I want to address what I did not like about the show. I finished all of it before. I only saw like the first 5 episodes, which was a lot, but and I kind of knew where the ending was heading. But let me tell you, the ending of the show is, oh, not just the ending, but the remaining 3 episodes take what I disliked about the show so far, and it catapulted it to another level. So here's to all the, I guess, all the haters or the people who might be watching later, and I suppose all the people who also agree with me on this stuff. Um, so with this show, like I said, I watched the first 5 episodes, and a lot of people did not understand, or like I said, a lot of them did not really watch. Hold on. A lot of them did not watch the video itself, and I'm not going to be one of those people to say, well, therefore your opinion doesn't matter. Although you should watch the video, but the Fallout TV series is extremely flawed from several different angles, and with this show, I figured I'd have like a list of 4 main things that really stuck out to me that I'm just sick of. And I realize that a lot of people will think that it's just complaining for complaining's sake, as has been the case with the Avatar series. Apparently, anyone who despised that show or had issues with it was just kind of nitpicking, supposedly. But no, here's the thing. What I realized about like criticism in general, especially of media and of TV shows, movies, video games, whatever, uh, YouTube videos, it's that people will, when it comes to things that are generally liked, take No Way Home, for example, Spider-Man No Way Home. People, generally speaking, love that. And if you criticize it, certain individuals, let's take the Avatar: The Last Airbender example, since that's a perfect one. People will when you criticize something, people will often be very defensive about it. However, you've come to realize, what I've come to realize, is that not every TV show gets that sort of goodwill. For example, take Madam Web, for example. No one bats for that film. Suddenly, isn't it interesting that as soon as I say something about the show, suddenly I just have to be a senseless hater? However, that same person has a totally different standard for something like Madam Web, which probably most of people haven't even seen. So, uh, all those comments saying it's like, oh, you're just looking for things to be upset about. Most people like this show. Don't operate on the logic of uh, don't operate on the logic of, oh, it's popular, therefore it must be uh, praised. Far Cry Lego saw Madam Web, and so uh, let's get to the 4 things that I really despise about the show. And I guess you can see by my thumbnail, I think I should really start with that one, which is well, the things that I am sick of, and I'm saying I am, but in reality, it's a huge problem. And the first one is commie apologetics. Communism has been a huge part of Hollywood. I recommend you guys go watch Rageaholics video on Hollywood Has Always Been Red. Is that what it's been called? Let me double check, but in general, it's Rageaholic Hollywood Has Been Red. It's a video. Hollywood Was Always Red, a rant by the Rageaholic. It's a video that goes over the history of communists in Hollywood, how before the 50s it was generally, I don't know if he made that point, but I think it was generally more conservative leaning. But at a certain point during the 50s, you saw a lot of communists enter the stage, and it was the era of McCarthyism and all that. The Red Scare, which was a coin that was termed, and it is referenced in this, that whole thing is referenced in this show itself, since that takes part in the 50s. So we'll get to that. But the video essentially makes the case for that. Yeah, they were communists. They took over Hollywood. They started writing all this stuff, and that's why you got so many Marxist stories in these movies and TV shows. It's more liberal, left-leaning stuff, and I think On the Waterfront was one of those movies where it was like kind of he brought it up in the video itself. I mean, just watch the video. It's fantastic, and he made like several more. So I just recommend you watch the first one and the second one. And maybe he made like a third one too. I don't know, but okay. So it's always been kind of part of Hollywood, but it's one thing, of course, to kind of push liberal talking points. The typical stuff that they will eventually leverage down the line into. They will utilize that to then down the line leverage these Marxist ideas, right? But it's another to outright be doing what I said, commie apologetics, which in the case of Hollywood, they've really doubled down on this, and the Fallout show is no different. And I guess I got like several examples here of popular media that people love to talk about, and they love watching them, like the Last of Us show. You compare that with the original game, people will say, oh, it's generally faithful, except for episode 3, but it actually turns out that it's a lot more inaccurate in terms of that original game. It definitely is trying to reframe a lot of what Joel did. It's already kind of inserting that narrative throughout the story, the TV show I'm talking about. The video game had a somewhat different approach, and it might have been caused because, Neil Druckmann did not perhaps have as much power when he started at Naughty Dog as he has now. So I think that's a huge aspect of that. But The Last of Us really honed in on this, and they even had like an episode where Ellie and Joel traveled to this hideout, this commune that's led by Tommy. That's his name. Joel's brother Tommy, and his wife, I believe her name was Sarah. And of course, they had to race swap her. They had to make her a black woman with a white guy. Of course, they had to do that. That's one thing, but it wasn't just enough of that. Ellie was like, "Oh wow," because it's the apocalypse as well. So Ellie, the female character, was impressed by their commune, how well they're able to run things, and suddenly Sarah, the wife of Tommy, she said, "Oh yeah, we're communists," and that was like just baffling at that point. Another movie, Oppenheimer. I know that's something people love to talk about. Like they obsess over that movie, and they think it's a good movie, but it has those undertones in it, heavy undertones, where we're supposed to feel sorry for the guy who was a communist at one point, who joined the Communist Party, and the movie tries to almost laugh it off or shrug it off. Like it was just a minor detail, and every single time they do this, with Oppenheimer, with Fallout, the characters that are communist, it's always treated like it's almost like it's only one aspect of their personality that doesn't even matter. Just kind of wave your hand at it, don't care about it. Just it's one thing. It's kind of just mentioned there, but they specifically do that all the time because they want to create a correlation, especially with like Oppenheimer, where it was Oppenheimer was a communist, his wife was one as well, and he's a look he feels sorry for. He not only created the atomic bomb, which you're supposed to feel somewhat sympathetic towards him after the fact, and you're supposed to see where he's coming from and maybe that he has his own regrets. So it's already trying to normalize this guy for you. And then on top of that, it's not enough that the guy created the atomic bomb, he was also a commie, and it's insane. And that's the approach that they're going for. Same with the Fallout series. So who is the communist in this show? It is Moldaver. Where is she? Moldaver is the woman who raided the vault in episode 1, and that she sparks the conflict in the first episode and for the whole series. So she steals the vault dwellers. Lucy is the main character. She's the main vault dweller that we're supposed to follow along in the story. And so this woman from the outside world breaks into their vault, and she takes her father and she leaves. She storms out. She comes in as raiders, as a raider, as a leader of the raiders. And that's what happens in that first episode. And then this series is structured in a way where it takes place in the span of like over 200 years in a way, because it flashes back and forth between what happened before the explosions, before the nuclear explosions, and then what happens now in the present. And so what ends up happening is it turns out that she was somehow, I don't know why, but for the sake of kind of building this up as they present it to you, she somehow survived. She was alive 200 years ago, and now she's alive in this present moment in time. And you realize that there's also other characters that do survive for that extended period, and they explain it. Farkaligo says she was frozen. Is that something that the show even confirmed? I don't think it did, but it is one of the possibilities. All the other people that I'm kind of alluding to, they were for sure frozen. They made that very clear. And you're saying like what happened in Fallout 4. Yeah, that it's very likely that was the case, except there's also like other possibilities, and which is another thing they don't really tell you. So she is this woman who criticizes well, they're very, very blatant with it. She criticizes the company who created the vault, and because they are the ones who are in reality the ones who are they're the ones pushing for this war. They're the ones who initiate the explosions, the countdowns, and they're the ones who built the vaults, because without the war, without the nuclear weapons going off, the vaults that they created will not be profitable. So they're the ones who initiate all this stuff. They're the ones who bear the blame. And so she is ahead of this. She's ahead of this. She's in on the conspiracy, so to speak. She's in on the plan of these people because she worked for Vault-Tec, which is the company that created these vaults. So she is in on everything, and she is leading this charge of people, this opposition, and she has meetings with people. And the movie constantly plays with this the Red Scare idea, and she's at the helm of everything. And so she has these meetings, and they're framed as these communists at first by the opposition, by the main character who is the ghoul, but then 200 years ago he was a Hollywood actor, so he goes to that meeting. The Hollywood ghoul, let me show you guys this guy in the background. See the guy with the cowboy hat, the cowboy hat. He is he looks normal in like 200 years ago. So he goes to this meeting, and it's her on the right. She has glasses then, and now she doesn't have them. Kind of weird. But she goes to this meeting. He goes to this meeting, and he's invited by his other co-worker, an Indian man, of course, a Native American, and Native American, excuse me, and of course it is that. And then the entire movie the entire show plays it off like, it's the left, it's the liberals who are in reality fighting against the system, and they're the ones who engage in these conspiracies and try to take them down. When in reality, if you kind of look nowadays at what's happening, you guys are not the rebels. You guys are part of the main establishment, and if you guys make fun of people for like believing in looking into information on their own, and you call them conspiracy theorists, and you kind of try to turn that into a slur. So it's interesting that these liberals always try to make themselves to look like the victims. And so uh yeah, the Hollywood actor, which is, I forget what his name is, but he plays the ghoul, so let's just call him the ghoul. He has an issue with the whole meeting. He thinks it's bogus because his wife works at the company, and he's about to leave, and then she kind of later has this talk with him one to one, and then she says something along the likes of you know he calls her a communist, or that he thought he was a communist. And here's what she says. She says this: "I'm not a communist, Mr. Howard. That's just a dirty word they use to describe people who aren't insane." I'll read I was going to read that again, but you know uh it's stuff like this that kind of tips its hat um towards its audience and what it's trying to convey. It's what it's trying to normalize. And I understand that there will be people, because I've already had discussions with other people about this, who are staunch defenders of the show, and they will tell you that, oh, but it's the Red Scare, it's playing into that. The Red Scare was made up by, again, you should watch the Rageaholic video, but the Red Scare was basically just a kind of like a name created to demonize the opposition. They were trying to say there are no communists. So the Red Scare is an over exaggeration. It's like this panic that it's irrational, and it's these tactics that the people who, let me make sure my gain is okay, but the tactics by these people were the communists. They were trying to prevent people from exposing them, and I think they were very successful in the end. But at the same time, we're also very aware of what they're doing, and just kind of imagine what. Okay, so let's actually look at it from this perspective. I had people tell me that that's what it's in reference to, as though that explains away what I just said, but it doesn't. But still, they were saying, it's just a reference to that. It's not anything serious. It's not actually in support of communism. And again, that's like a very, it's a dog whistle, essentially, what they're doing with this show. And not even that, they go a step further by, they're very much aware of what they're saying. And imagine if, for example, they took the Wattsies, and I'm saying the Wattsies, yeah, let's just call them the Wattsies, because that's something YouTube will not censor. But this is another image of her, in case you're wondering what she looks like. A new California Republic right there. So she says this stuff. And it's just imagine if, like, instead of communists, she was trying to say we're the Wattsies, or they use the Wattsies as a slur, but in reality we aren't. We're just they describe us that way because we are not insane. And it's kind of just crazy. If obviously I don't see anyone making a movie or a video game, a comic book, where anyone is defending the Wattsies, as they should not be, of course, defended. But it's you see that double standard, and it's like, okay, so where's this double standard coming from? Clearly there is one ideology that you are in favor of, and it's crazy because communism, more people died under communism than Wattsism, which I know we're kind of comparing death tolls here, which I'm never a fan of, but people always will kind of treat the Wattsies as like this like the ultimate evil, when there's more than just one I don't know, bad guy, bad idea running around the world. And so that's important to contextualize here, right? So this Kami apologetics was the number one point, and I figured I should explain this straight away because people will have an issue with it. Reason number two, the Brotherhood of Steel hate is ridiculous. Of course, you guys have already seen the clips. I'm not going to play them here because YouTube already kind of played crazy with me last time, and so I'm going to refrain from doing it again so that they don't snipe my stream. But you see the guy at the back. Maximus is a running joke. He is a disgusting representation of the Brotherhood of Steel, which if someone told me, someone asked me in the comments, you hate it, but what would you change about it? And it's kind of funny because I do go over it in the stream, and I guess I don't expect the person to find the clip out of like a 3-hour video, a 3-hour stream. So fine. Here is what they should have changed. Number one, the commie stuff. Number two, Brotherhood of Steel. And I explained to this person in those comments that they were not what they were supposed to be. They were supposed to be boots on the ground, hoorah, military focused, brave, somewhat foolish, somewhat full of themselves, confident, maybe even definitely prejudiced in some sense because they feel like they are at the top, and you got to have some of that gray morality here because no one is necessarily stark white and black in this universe. So, and I told him all that, and he's like, well, I was never a fan of the Brotherhood of Steel. And it's like, okay, you just admitted that you don't have a point. And so that was that. The Brotherhood of Steel, every single one is either a crying piece of dirtbag. Maximus is a sociopath. Okay, when he starts off, right? He is one of the main three characters. So when the show starts off in the first episode, it is made to seem like he is a psychopath because it's made to look like he killed someone. It's made to look like he is, hey Hoske on Twitch. It's made to look like he is responsible for killing or for hurting his friend. And later, at the very end of the series, in the very last episode, it is revealed that the friend, which is the non-binary character, I don't know if we have it or whatever you want to call it. Is this the clip? Hold on.
I can fix it.
Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Kind of want to show you guys the clip again, kind of not play all of it, but okay, never mind then. Wait, we'll get it to work. Hold on. So King Titus, there he is, and that's not the clip, but we'll pause it just so that we don't get copyright struck. But this is him, right? And so at the very end, it is then revealed that it was the non-binary friend who hurts. I don't even know what to call her. I'll call her her. She hurts herself because she is afraid to be. She was supposed to be promoted as a squire. She was supposed to become a squire. So she gets promoted, and then she's so scared of that promotion that she hurts herself. And it's the most hilarious thing at the end because it's the non-binary / transgender character that ends up hurting herself at the very beginning of the series, as like that's the first thing that happens. But you know, when you're watching the first episode, it's almost played off like he is the one who killed her. I want to see if there's the clip here. Nope, that's something else.
No, you didn't.
And I guess we don't have it here, but you guys saw the clip last time when he is confronted about killing his friend. He's crying. He is overexpressive, and not just overexpressive, but he's nervous. He's intimidated. And so when it's, they very much play into he's probably guilty. So you think he's psychotic. And for the entirety of these 7 episodes and 8 episodes, it is almost, you think of him as like this crazy man who hurts his own friend. And then at the end, then it's confirmed that it's not him. And so then you're supposed to kind of think of him as this somewhat redeemed character, when in reality, it just makes him look like a wuss. Like he's constantly, then that means he's crying for no reason. It's like, okay, you're a loser and you're somewhat easily intimidated and you're bullied, just like every other member of the Brotherhood of Steel has been. And that's how you behave. And that's the problem. Every other member, whether it's a squire, there's this other squire character in the show who is just totally abysmal. He was his bully. He becomes his squire later on, and he is just a total wreck. He is also an egotist. It's like they're playing kids in reality. What I mean by kids is that they have no sense of honor, bravery, and the members of the Brotherhood of Steel. We barely kind of get to know any of them, but the only one we get to see is the dumb one here in the clips that I just that I was showing you.
Now, you definitely don't need me to tell you that video game
No,
adaptations
not the
have
critical
got a
drinker.
rocky...
No, we're not watching the critical drinker. It was this one, right? He was also a coward, and the way he just refers to others, it's
You think you do?
it's a total joke. Every member of the Brotherhood of Steel is weak, evil, psychotic, and so everything that this character does, what Maximus does, if it's not psychotic, because it's revealed that, like I said, he did not hurt his friend, it just means that he's sociopathic, because everything he does is just so out of it's in a way it's unhinged. And so yeah, so the non-binary members in the Brotherhood of Steel is unacceptable. um and then at the end of the series, he is almost played up like this leader who's going to become power hungry. The leader of the Brotherhood of Steel, I forget what position that's called, because it plays on the more Catholic uh, imagery, but the leader of the Brotherhood of Steel is a incompetent. He's incompetent. What can I tell you? It's like the one scene where he first interrogates him, he has no basis whatsoever to kind of listen to what Maximus is saying and then promote him into a position of like to promote him to be a squire. It's like, why? You watch that scene and there is no reason whatsoever as to why he would even be promoted. Yet the leader, and they try to play it up like, oh, Maximus is giving this speech about how he would give anything for the Brotherhood, but then every single person in the Brotherhood is here for that reason, and so you're just kind of sitting back and you're looking at what is happening, and none of it makes any sense. And it's like, okay, you're no different than anyone else here. What have you done that proves yourself to genuinely be this person? So this leader who promotes him is just kind of promotes him just because. And then at the end of the series, because Maximus meets Lucy and then he falls in love with her, that's the other crazy part. It's like there is nothing honorable about these guys, and the only Brotherhood of Steel member that we get to know and we get to follow is this guy who doesn't even complete his mission. It's the guy who is a squire, really, and he is focused on, in the end, he's like just trying to impress his girl. He falls in love. That's your representation of the Brotherhood of Steel, and it's a total disaster. And so he falls in love with Lucy, who is interested in this MacGuffin, and so the Brotherhood of Steel is also interested in it. The head, that's the plot device to kind of get that everyone is after, and so he gives it to her, and he takes this fake head and he takes it to the Brotherhood of Steel, and so it is then revealed that the leader of that group then believes that he is a traitor. So the leader calls him a traitor in front of everyone. I'm pretty sure they're about to execute him, but then the non-binary friend kind of admits that only one thing was a lie. He didn't hurt him, but he did give a fake head. He knows where the fake head is, so he is going to lead them to where it is then. So he flip-flops on that. Maximus flip-flops on it. And then the leader, he flip-flops on it as well. He's like, yeah, I wanted to kill you, but now you're going to be my sword. In fact, I'm going to create a new Brotherhood of Steel. And you're like, where's all this stuff coming from? Why do you want to make a new Brotherhood of Steel? And I can already see people typing, making excuses, saying, "Oh, he's just trying to gas him up and kind of get him to tell him where the head is, where the MacGuffin is." And it's like, no. First of all, that's a stupid reason. Anyone with a logical mind, it's kind of similar to like the radiation device that they're trying to find the head, and the Brotherhood of Sealing is using the radiation device, even though it makes no sense for anyone to be using it because you can easily run into a monster. So it's again one of those things where they do something that anyone with a common sense can say, this is stupid, this doesn't make sense, no one would believe this, and yet in the story they totally lean into it totally. And it's so then the leader of the Brotherhood of Steel tells him, yes, I'm going to create a new Brotherhood of Steel for whatever reason, and then you're going to be my sword. I am going to be, I forget what he said. Is it like the heart or the crown? He did say that Maximus was going to be his sword, and it doesn't work either way. Like I said, either you're trying to gas him up, but then again, that's not gonna work because anyone with a common sense, and these characters are just, I guess, too stupid, which is the problem with the show. But if you're trying to do that, then you are, it's like, makes no sense. And then the other side of that, even if it's true, if what you're saying is true, then why are you trying to create a new Brotherhood? It's kind of like very in the moment, not explained previously why the Brotherhood is weak or something. I mean, they say later, but why is that a thing now, that you want to create a new Brotherhood based on what? And then you're trying to get this guy to be your sword, even though you were just trying to kill him a moment ago. He lied to you previously. So none of this makes any sense. It's a total disaster. And of course, there is those Christian undertones in it where they're trying to say, oh, these guys are like Catholics, essentially. So it's just mishandled. Those characters are mishandled. Number 2 was my Brotherhood of Steel. So number 3 reason as to why this show sucks. Number 1, of course, being commie apologetics. Number 2 is the Brotherhood of Steel, the hate that's directed towards them. Number 3, it's the progressive stench that's all over this thing, and I did talk about it briefly in the previous video, but it's like the misrepresentation of the world. Even if you kind of go back in the 50s, you should probably have mostly like white people in there. Okay, so that's one thing. That's like the bare minimum, the bare minimum, I guess. It's like, okay, most of these characters should probably reflect 50s America, if that's the retrofuturism, if that's what you're going for. Okay, and they didn't do that. Okay, whatever. But then they do this thing where they're constantly pairing up white couples with not just white couples. They're constantly doing interracial relationships. They're constantly promoting that, and there's more interracial couples in this entire show than there is same race couples. And I already had like a person commenting saying me, why should that even matter? And I told them it's because it's not this representation, so to speak. It's really blah 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 blah. It's misrepresentation. Let me get some water. It's misrepresentation. It's distorting reality to what it is, and you're trying to create a trend, and of course it's going to play into that in those depopulation of the white race. That's definitely what they're trying to do, because statistically the white people, not just in America but also in Europe, have been in decline. So that's something that they want to get rid of. And you might think, oh well, I guess these people just really hate them. And but I want to kind of reiterate that I'm not saying that it's like immoral or something, right? But it is something that is done to destabilize a country or destabilize people in general, because you don't have people who kind of understand each other on like a very fundamental level. And if you hang out with someone from like the same race, you're more likely to have more in common with that person. So, and not just that, but like the culture, it's like, and they're trying to play this up like, the race wars, and then at the same time they're trying to hurl these interracial marriages into it to kind of just totally confuse people in terms of like what they should believe in. And they want people to start living these inauthentic lives where they're like, oh, you're not racist, right? Therefore you must you must treat everyone the same way. But you should not treat everyone the same way. You should not be giving everyone the same opportunities, because you know certain people, and you know certain people more than you do others. And of course you're going to favor others more than you're going to favor some people more than others. And like your family members, for example, because you should care more about them in the sense, like, of course, in the Christian sense, you should probably like care about everyone. Uh, but it is your duty as, for example, like a father or a mother to care about your children. It is a duty as a son to care about your mother and father and your sisters and brothers. Um, you have those responsibilities as well. And they want to destabilize that. That's why they're going after the family. That's why they're going after all this stuff. And it's not going to just affect the white race, of course, because it's also going to affect everyone. Uh, so so that's like the misrepresentation of that. Um, and I guess you can always like define representation. It's like uh, representation is kind of like depicting what exists. And if you look at even nowadays, when the things are already kind of looking rough in terms of like where we are in terms of the doomsday clock of the globalization efforts, uh, it's already really rough. And even then, it's the number of interracial couples is still nowhere near what you have in this show. So it's a illusion, really. They're trying to mislead you, kind of. They're trying to push these messages, and that's what it is. uh Others will say, kind of like point to, well, it's fiction, why should that matter? It's fiction, but fiction also represents not just somebody's beliefs. Someone is writing this stuff, and it doesn't only represent somebody's biases of what they're going to tackle, what themes are they going to talk about, uh, what ideas are they going to push, what politics are they kind of gonna insert into it. And sometimes it's going to be subconscious, but as you can see, it is very real, grounded in reality. This was kind of like a very similar discussion with the God of War video game series, of course, with Kratos and the Norse gods being depicted as African Americans, or sorry, black characters, I guess. What would you call Norse Africans? Is that like a thing? Uh, one of the characters, one of the gods, was a POC, a black girl who was also, guess what? She was also supposedly the love interest for Atreus, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me on that, but isn't that funny? Another case of like just going for like the interracial couple. It's like beyond parody at this point, okay? Uh, so it's like people were making those same arguments then. It's fiction, it shouldn't matter. Or the one I heard a lot was that the Norse myths were shared around through oral tradition. They were not written down, and they could be, I don't know why that really matters, because either way you look at it, stories represent not just that, but stories from a certain time period represent people of that time. If a myth was created from uh during the Viking era, uh like the 2000, like the year 1000, for example, and it's like it's stupid to then say, oh yeah, those white people, they had a black person, they had an African in mind when they were thinking about Thor. Of course they did not. And it's all about like it's what humans do. Like, for example, the Greeks, right? Even when they wrote the stories, even when they depicted their gods, they resembled humans, and they resembled the Greek humans. That's what cultures do. They invent stuff, or they create stories, and they tend to project themselves into that stuff, and they define it through what they know to be, I guess, they portray it as what they know. And they don't know anything else besides, like, they didn't have internet back then, right? And that's not to say that they didn't meet any other culture, or they didn't know of their existence, but that was their status quo, right? And so even that sort of stuff is very much baked into, like, into the underlayer, I guess, of everything. So it matters if you're going to be tapping into 50s culture, into retrofuturism, and you're going to do a modern take on it. It is phony. It's not going to be an authentic representation of that time. And then it's hilarious, because then they say that, why people have no culture, but then they conflate everything. They kind of use kind of like the Spider-Man example. It's like they take the white characters and they just make every single identity that character's, quote unquote, because obviously there's only one Spider-Man, but they will get like this non-binary wheelchair bound character, redhead, and they will make her a Spider-Man, and they're like, oh yeah, see, she can be Spider-Man too. Miles Morales, he can be Spider-Man too. Anyone can be Spider-Man. No, Peter Parker is Spider-Man is a white guy. He has brown hair. He's straight. You gotta, and that's that. There's no Peter Parker Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man who is Peter Parker, and vice versa. So yeah, that was that. You gotta keep it, true to the original intention, and sometimes the intention may be misguided, or may be outdated, and that's like a whole different discussion. But if everyone is acting out of their goodwill, or whatever it may be, you should respect that. And so that's reason number 3. So reason number 1, commie apologetics. Number 2, the Brotherhood of Seal Hate. 3, the progressive stench, which is all over the show. And then number 4, and I think the progressive stench, just to kind of end that note, I just want to add this real quick, which is, I think it's a thing that's constantly in media nowadays. You can't escape from it. Queen Cleopatra was black apparently now, and it's like they're constantly making up stuff. Romeo and Juliet, although that's going to be a play with the theatrical plays, it's somewhat different. But at the same time, if you're going to hire a big name like Tom Holland to star in it, you're definitely trying to stunt cast people as the opposite, of what people like, the opposite of what people expect. Let's just say it that way. Let's see. For currently go, I like what happened in Fallout 4 with your player character, and apparently the iconic Newt was somebody was Indian, says Spark Lego. Oh, also the Doctor Who, yeah. The Doctor Who is just let's not talk about it. I saw the clip from the recent Doctor Who video. And so, like, the final point that I want to get to is mystery box storytelling, which is a total disaster for these shows. It is the J.J. Abrams or Jar Jar Abrams school of thought. It is if you guys have watched the TEDx video of J.J. Abrams, Jar Jar Abrams, talking about his way of creating, Jar Jar, creating stories, he basically sees everything as a game. That you've seen an uptick in that. Jar Jar Abrams, Rian Johnson, think what other people do it, like now Jonathan Nolan does it. He did it with Westworld. It's constantly creating these red herrings in storylines, and that's going to be very crucial in what I'm going to say here. because it is, I don't think it's necessarily ideological, but it tends to always have to it's the usual suspects always writing these stories. And I guess, who else is going to be getting these projects in Hollywood if not liberals? So that's kind of a like, what else do you expect? So uh but so in the end, I don't think this might be ideological, but it does play into the deconstructionist, the overtly ironic, the like the overdone irony of everything nowadays. That's supposed to be more of a like a deconstruction, or just a mockery, a parody of something, instead of a true appreciation of it. Uh, if you're trying to create suspense, the Fallout TV show has so many instances of asking questions or of presenting the mysteries. And there's so many unnecessary things about the show that it's trying to constantly play with you. It's trying to present things as one thing and then and then it turns out that it's something else. And that's supposed to be the big reveal. And it's not a reveal, it's not earned, it's lazy storytelling. And so if you want a good example of what I think Alfred Hitchcock was I didn't like every single movie that he did, but he was very good at playing around with suspense, with creating, with focusing on thrillers, for example. He was very good with that stuff. I want to change the visual so you guys don't just look at this. And so, whatever you want to say about his movies, how come? Oh, I see why. Say what you want to say about his movies. If you like them, if you don't like them, take something like Psycho, for example. When you're watching that movie, you just feel like there's something off. And even though you don't get the answers right away, this isn't me saying, oh, you should constantly just give people answers to what they're watching. It's not always about, that's the fun part about watching some stuff. I understand you want to create suspense and you want to kind of keep the viewer guessing, keep them on the edge of their toes and on the edge of their seats, and have them constantly question what's happening. And that's how you entice certain people to watch your stuff. And that's all fun and good, but then there's a difference in how it was done with people like Alfred Hitchcock. Like I said, when you watch Psycho, or when you watch Vertigo, there's scenes in it that you're like, okay, something's afoot here, something is not matching. And with the case of Vertigo, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't spoil anything, but there are moments, it's like when he's driving, for example, the car, and it just kind of focuses on that, maybe some would say too long. It focuses on that scene for too long, but it lingers on that, and it's supposed to make you somewhat uncomfortable, especially in Psycho. And then it's like you get all these tells that tell you, okay, something is wrong here. I had a friend who watched Eraserhead. I did not like that movie, but it's another good way of kind of it's a good way of keeping people on their kind of toes, and of kind of you just know that something is off. And once it happens, you're not shocked by it, you're not taken back, and you're not left asking questions. Instead, you watch it and you're kind of like, oh, okay, this is what it was building up to. And you're supposed to build off on that. And The Sixth Sense, if you want to do a plot twist, earn it. M. Night Shyamalan was not even able to recreate that sort of effect himself after all those tries. But that was like a very one-hit wonder for him that worked, and that it worked for a reason, because even in that movie, something is constantly not right. Something is, even Rosemary's Baby by Roman Polanski, which I hate that movie so much. It's just typical Hollywood hogwash. But even then, you have a good example of like how to keep someone kind of keep someone guessing, for example, right? And or like that's just one thing, and you can keep someone you can make someone feel unsettled for a moment or something like that. I don't know. It's just you got so many of these people you can point to, and they have a good way of doing that. Whereas nowadays you have people like Ryan Johnson with Glass Onion, where there's a scene. Maybe we can even play it. Hold on. Maybe I'll play it to kind of just show you. Like people will say that this is like just nitpicking. It's really not nitpicking. It's about like actual problems, not only with like that have political and societal cultural consequences, but it's also when it comes to like the art of film, and if you want to even call it that at this point. Let me see the dinner table scene from the Glass Onion. It's a murder mystery, and it's a murder mystery film from the Knives Out series, and I'm gonna try to get the scene playing for you guys. And it's just the whole thing about how the whole mystery is unraveled, and Ryan Johnson is trying to play with you here. He's trying to, I think I found it. Okay, there it is. Hopefully it's the clip. Yeah, it's the clip I found. Okay, good. It's not the entire clip. Never mind, it's not this one. Okay. I wanted to show you guys the clip from like this dinner scene, but I guess I won't find it right now. Maybe it's called the drinking scene. It's where everyone is sitting together. It's before the lights go out. I guess it's here. Yeah. And I don't know if hopefully it's not the one with the spoilers. I found it, I think. All right, so the point I'm going to make here is that what filmmakers do nowadays is that they don't earn the questions they ask. They don't earn the twist that they're going for, or the revelations that they're trying. They think they're very smart about this. Jonathan Nolan thinks he is, and Jar Jar Abrams, they think that they are just the smartest people for making you sit along for this mystery. It's Lost, you know. You've seen Lost, right? And if you haven't, the whole controversy around that TV show was that it didn't even know how it was going to end. They didn't even know how that thing was going to end. They had no idea, and yet they kept adding all these stuff, all these revelations, all these reveals, and it was kind of just to keep people guessing because they couldn't think of a proper ending to the series, and people were not satisfied with the ending because it was just phoned in. And that's the thing. Let's watch this clip. It's not very long, and I'll jump around a bit too.
It doesn't even matter. It's so silly. Wow.
So someone is going to die here, right? And this is what's happening. This is the scene that they're supposed to die. Don't worry about spoilers.
Birdie, that's amazing.
So these are all the suspects, potential ones. She's dancing here, right? They're drinking. They're having fun. And there's a lot of characters here.
We're all starting in the pool tonight. That's what I want.
And he starts joking, but the overall idea is that you don't know why he starts joking.
Got him.
And there's like this entire thing is built up. Look at this. And I think this is where they kind of try to reveal stuff. But there's so many characters in this scene, and the explanation that then they do flashbacks and show you like, oh, this is what happened. There's so much chaos here at once, and instead of being clever about it, they're trying to throw as much your way. That's why they're throwing so many questions, so many unanswered plot points into these movies. It's to kind of they take all that chaos and just throw it your way to confuse you, and by the end, when they're the ones who are explaining it, you're just so confused that at that point you're not going to question how any of this makes sense. It's kind of like how No Way Home was written. There was so many plot holes in that movie that most people are not even thinking about, partly because they're more focused on the nostalgia bait. But there's so many plot holes, so many things that don't make sense, and people are just kind of focused on the reveal itself, that they're not necessarily thinking that none of this made any sense. And there's so many questions here in this movie, in this TV show, in Fallout. Like, for example, we talked about Moldaver, the woman character that we talked about, the one who was leading the raiders. When she attacked the vault, she came in with raiders. Where did she get all those raiders? Where did they come from? At the end of the series, it is revealed that she's kind of the good guy in the end of the show, at the end of the show. And she is she, in reality, I guess I won't go into too many details for those who are still catching up to the series, but she is redeemed, let's just say that, let's put it that way. And throughout the whole show, she's built up as this mean, badass, evil person who stole her father and is with the raiders. And what is up with her? And then the reveal is that she was kind of the good guy. And there's all these explanations as to who the actual bad guy is. Her father, by the way, is listening to all this in that scene while everything is being explained. And the father is also connected to the past in a way. And so instead of him kind of giving the answer to his daughter at that moment, which would make perfect logical sense, since this woman is defaming him, right? So you would think, oh, this is the perfect time for him to tell us about her and what she's doing. Nope, they don't tell you that. They miss the opportunity to tell you who she is, where she comes from. You can make some predictions yourself, but the stuff that the character would say in that moment, that in a way, again, it goes back to like character writing. The character's being attacked on all fronts. What is he going to do? Of course, he's going to try to attack her back and tell you what she is all about. Instead, the father is silent. He just kind of say, don't trust her because she killed all those people. Okay, good argument. Go on. And no, that's what he ends on. He doesn't push back on anything. He doesn't defend himself. He just lets her have it, and he doesn't spill any tea on her, really. He doesn't reveal anything about her. He doesn't even try to perhaps lie, maybe. Again, and they didn't. So people who are saying, oh, they're going to answer these questions in season 2, maybe, but the fact that they didn't answer them in this season when they had the perfect opportunity to do that tells me that they did not plan this stuff. So again, it's going to be lost. It's going to be the classic Jar Jar Abrams tactic. It's going to be the Force Awakens, where they're going to throw you questions in episode 7, and then by the time you get to episode 9, they're just kind of rushing through everything and giving you the stuff that was teased, and then also they're contradicting themselves from what they kind of established before. They're adding new ideas. Like, you're never going to tell me that Rey being Palpatine's daughter or granddaughter was ever planned. Like, you're not going to fool anyone with that nonsense. And that's what's going to happen here, because that's the sort of writers that are creating these stories. And it's, if a writer is supposed to take the chaos and because it's really difficult to write a very, like, it takes skill to write a screenplay that is that has a head, hands, and legs. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy, but it's supposed to be functional, and it's not supposed to have plot holes, and it's very difficult to do that. And you're working with this lore, you're working with these characters, you're working with so many things, and it can get chaotic so quickly, but it's your job as a screenwriter to take all the chaos, and you're supposed to take it because you're supposed to be like almost like a painter. You're supposed to take that and you're supposed to work with it. That's why you're doing it, and you're supposed to turn it into order. You're supposed to take the chaos and turn it into order. But these guys, they take the chaos and they're like, just have it, and hey, look, there's a monkey hiding behind that tree, and you're like, wait, what? and then they point to something else. Hey, look this way. Hey, look that way. And then at that time, people are not, again, they're not really paying attention to any of this stuff right now because they're very much more taken by whatever it is that they're showing you. And so I think that was my 4 main things that I did not like about they did not like about Fallout. And there's one more example. I wrote this down. If you want like a perfect example of like the Hitchcock approach, you can watch like, for example, Psycho or Vertigo. Just watch Vertigo maybe, and then compare it to something that tries to almost be like a half of a joke comedy, half of a homage to Hitchcock. And it's a movie called Under the Silver Lake, starring Andrew Garfield, and it's day and night. Again, one is very much in one film you have the director who is in control, even though maybe you may not be a fan of like some of the creative choices or of the pace, for example. But when it comes to defining these characters and what you're going for and creating a sense of narrative, compare that to whatever they did with that movie, which I had friends telling me, oh, it's hilarious, it's fantastic, it's funny, but it's just chaotic. That movie is perfect example of what I'm saying, and it's a good one-to-one comparison. So yeah, that was what I said. Oh yeah, and then again, like red herrings, the Brotherhood of Steel, Maximus. Why did you decide to hold off on the information, like the confirmation that he didn't hurt his friend? Why did it take you this long to tell us this? Why couldn't you have made that clear in the first episode? Again, just to kind of keep you guessing. It's to keep you on your toes, not fully aware of who to trust and whatsoever, because that's apparently going to make you feel conflicted inside, and it's ridiculous. It's it's proof that you don't know what you're doing, and that's that. There's like so many instances of this in the show, and I see that Far Cry Lego has sent me a DM on Instagram, and I think I've rambled on about Fallout. As always, I have to ramble, so I initially expected this would be like, 15-20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes of me talking. We're talking about this show for an hour, so I'm gonna kill myself right now. I'm not, but man. Oh, somebody wrote a Fallout 4 analysis. That's going to be interesting. Well, we're probably going to have to do it for next time now, because at this pace, we're not going to even play the game. And I would love to watch. I love analyses. I'm sorry. I'm one of those people who just loves watching this stuff. So Fallout 4, which I've played, I think I wonder if it's like one of those very long video essays. If it is, then maybe I will not watch it. Maybe I'll watch it on my own terms. Who knows? But yeah, that's my thoughts on the TV show. I think here's the scene from The Last of Us.
Hey Joe, check
Let me just make sure that we don't get copyright struck. So yeah, wow, Ellie is praising this beautiful place, this safe haven. Wow,
So
everyone is
are you,
super
like, in
happy.
charge? No one person's in
Far Cry Lego, you know what I'm already gonna do.
charge. I'm on the council, democratically elected, serving 300 people, including children.
This better not get taken down.
Everyone pitches in. We rotate patrols, food prep, repairs, hunting, harvesting.
Everything you see in our town, greenhouses, livestock,
I'm gonna just pause it just to make sure I don't get taken down.
all shared. Collective ownership.
Collective ownership. Ooh,
So, communism.
so communism.
Nah, it ain't like
And so of course he is like defensive. Oh no, we're not that. And of course they have to have that kind of character. But then we have Sarah and she's like, oh yeah, it is that, literally.
It is that, literally. This is the commune. We're communists.
And that's not how that works necessarily. A commune is not made up of communists, but okay. Whatever semantics game you need to play, just play it while you have to. What else do I have here to show you guys? Okay, we showed this to you guys. And yeah, we have a lot of other trailers to go through that I already told you guys we're going to do that. We got like a Knuckles trailer to go over. We got, yeah, a new Knuckles trailer came out. But I did tell you guys that we're gonna watch the trailer for the Transformers film and Wolverine and Deadpool. So we'll get to that after we kind of play some of the game. But yeah, I sent you a DM about Dragon Ball, the voice actor. Okay, is it like something crazy? Something crazy happened? Hold on, let me turn this off and let me get the game back on. How is everyone, by the way? What did you think of my little rant, if you want to call it that? Oh yeah. Maybe I did get too carried away. I really did not expect to go on for that long. We're starting episode 3, by the way. I'm just gonna make that clear. Thank you for those words of approval. Those approval ratings are gonna go up now. Inferno, we're going down to hell. Let me just get some water. Alrighty. By the way, where are you guys in terms of the Fallout show? Like, I know a lot of you are not watching it. Well, others are. And, yeah, you guys can tell me what you think, maybe. I know, like, last time we had people who hurt me plenty. That's what we're gonna go with. Oh, what is this? Oh, wow, that looks, it's giving me a lot of, I'm not gonna say flashbacks, because that would be weird to say. But it's giving, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything anymore. Oh, that's an eye. Of course, that's what that was. Oh, brother, it's an open space. Oh, wait, what? We don't have our guns right, because it's a start of a new episode. And we're in hell. We're at the bottom. Last time we were, on the moon of hell, whatever that was supposed to mean. Nice. Ammo, box of bullets. Nice. You finished episode 3 not long ago. Hopefully I didn't, in that case, Far Cry Lego, I hope I didn't give away too much. And yeah, I know, it's like, we got so much stuff to watch. I really don't know if we're gonna make it with everything. What is this? Do we have to just turn this? What is this? Oh my goodness, I thought this thing ran into us, but that was a zombie, but it's some kind of post. Oh! Oh no! We're gonna have to fight it with this? Okay. Whatever you say, game. We're gonna have to take you down with just these bullets. It's gonna take us forever. But it is what it is. We're gonna make the most of it. You know, and I gotta say, the ending of the show, now that I've seen it in full context, we watched it last time, I kind of see what you mean with the whole New Vegas being kind of like it looks like it is a dead, oh nice, a gun. It looks like it is a dead city. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Ye bastards. They'll pay for this. Ooh, nice. Let's use this so we don't waste our ammo. And we got our second med kit. I hear a bunch of aliens, excuse me, demons, behind this wonderful door. So let's go and knock some devils out. Yeah. They never learn, do they? Oh. Don't do this. Don't make me. Don't make me, Lissa. Oh, he made me. Oh, are the hits more powerful or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Maybe they were always so. That's why you gotta be careful around these parts. Oh, friendly fire. You're okay with spoilers, that's good. Yeah, I mean, especially for shows that you don't care about. That's me. I've always been anti-spoiler guy. I always wanted to experience. How do you guys feel about spoilers? I guess that's gonna be a good whole question. How do you feel about spoilers? How do you feel about spoilers in general? How do you generally feel about spoilers? And I know we had some other people watching us while we were going over our Fallout rant, which was cool. Hate spoilers. I love spoilers. I don't think anyone loves spoilers. Don't mind them. Don't mind spoilers. And then option 4 is going to be sometimes don't mind spoilers. Here we go. Because for me, I'll tell you straight away, since I don't think it's going to sway anyone's opinion, because everyone kind of has their own approach. Oh wow, that looks creepy. But with me, when it comes to spoilers, I used to be extremely anti-spoilers. Like, I didn't want to know anything. And that might have something to do with me being... I used to perhaps care more... Ooh. Okay, he didn't hit us. Dude, stand still. The reason why I'm using the pistol is because I don't want to waste my shotgun ammo just yet. But I used to be extremely anti-spoilers, and it might have something to do with the fact that I used to... goodness. Ooh, no, not this again, not... Oh. That's so annoying. That's it, Linda. That's it. I'm mad. Oh, are you kidding me? No, let's restart this. We can't? I'm just mad. Kill me already. Ah. So yeah, I used to care about spoilers because I used to think it was something that it might have something to do with the fact that I used to care a lot more about I don't know, I was a bit more optimistic about the state of media, like movies and everything. And now I think I've developed my tastes, and I know what to expect for the most part, and I'm usually on point with the things that I criticize and the stuff that I praise and the stuff that I notice. It's like very easy for me to predict what's gonna happen, especially when the creators just blabber on with their mouths about what the movie is about and what it's supposed to represent. It's just easy at this point, and I also kind of take into account like some of the stuff that they show in terms of like the media, like the content, I guess. Just to not lose any more health. Maybe this is a good thing because we... Oh. Okay, you guys saw him, right? I'm not crazy, I saw him right there. Oh, calm down. And Hosky and other people on Twitch who will eventually tune in, maybe they won't. It's always hard to tell on Twitch, but you guys can let us know what you think about spoilers, and I guess you don't have to. I don't really think it's all that important for April. But hey, why not? I like polls. I'll probably end it sooner than I usually do, because there's probably going to be other stuff I'd want to know. But yeah, this stuff is going to be... No, let's not save just yet. If we can't beat this guy... It's always these stupid doors. They're the ones blocking us. Come back. Ugh. Whatever. Ugh. I'm ready for you. Come and come. Why is it taking him? Oh no, hold on. Come, guys. I guess this is the only way to kind of get through them. There we go. Let's save, because we're not doing that again, let me tell you. You can't rush through here, because you just know they're gonna... Okay, so far peace and quiet. I like that. And what is this? Nothing. I say to ye nothing. Hey guys, some other people are here, I see. Nice, nice. Oh no. Yeah, we just had like a very long rant if you're joining us just now about, I guess rant, a review of everything that's wrong with Fallout, because people will generally say good things about it, so you gotta have somebody who balances things out. And I'm not just hating for the sake of balancing stuff out. I'm just being real with you. Oh shoot. Yeah, I gotta say, a Pro Controller would be much better for this. I can't go back. My medkit though. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ay ay ay. Ay caramba. I'm stuck. Oh, it's the end of the level. Nice. But I want my health kit. Oh, that's not good. Okay, whatever. Oh, thank you, game. I knew I could trust you. Let's go. Nice. Is there less levels in this? Or is it just me? Four minutes. So it's fine, you say, when it comes to spoilers, as will how Doom works by DMs. What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, where are we on this map? You are here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's the same amount. Oh yeah, the music. Please don't stop the music. Is this gonna hurt us if we walk into it? No? Good. Ooh. Or whatever, let's just use a shotgun on these guys. It's always bothersome. Hey, I don't want to fist. I think the fist thing is kind of not lazy, but pointless. Ooh. Because no one ever uses the fist for anything. Why would I? It's suicide. Maybe on lower difficulties, it makes slightly more sense to use the fist. I hear somebody barking at us. So I guess they were not fighting in the previous stuff. Is it just me, or am I losing more health with each shot that they land? Oh, come on. Uh-oh. Caught you in the back like a cheap bastard. Yeah, I mean, the Switch controllers are not the best for this series after all. Dang. Should have thought about that before I invested it. Huh, so many people here. Oh no. Oh. Yes, give me ammo. Oh, angry Godzilla. Oh, there's an invisible one. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Get out of here. Oh no. Oh, it's over. Let me go, I'm stuck between two monkeys. Bro. That was illegal. That was foul. Oh, there you are. I'm kind of pissed off that we keep dying now. I guess it is hell. Is it not? Oh, what? How about my shotgun? Did I already run out of it? Did I already run out of my shells? Oh, come on. This is gonna end poorly for us. Oh, what the flip is... What is it doing here already? What is this run through? Why does this game hate us? It keeps making up bullcrap right now. It's like this thing was not there before. Oh, come on. Why are you guys running up here? Before it was just me, kind of, Oh my goodness, these guys are crazy. Did we choose the right difficulty mode? I want to kill this thing. Even though it's going to bring me nothing but pain and suffering because I used up all my ammo on it. That's okay. We just got some more of it. Bum, 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 bum. Oh! Godzilla! What? You guys are still here? You guys are crazy. You know what? You guys suck, okay? I'm done with you guys. Keep running after me and you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry about it next. These skulls are kind of annoying, not gonna lie. Finally. Okay, where's the monster? Bring me the monster. Ah, good thing we saved at least. I'm stuck. Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure I killed the invisible one before we save. I guess this is a good moment to save anyway. Ah, yes. Where is it? I guess we'll stumble on it next. Should I read the chat now? I feel like I'm in for a rude awakening, but let's do it. Wait, I can just pause. If they have the Berserk power-up, what about the Berserk power-up? Sometimes you guys should just, feel free. Should I? What is this water? Let's touch it. Nothing. I thought it would hurt us, but I guess not. Okay. Excuse me. Oops. Like I say, there's always got to be a first. Oh, poor guy. He's still... Is somebody attacking us? Ooh, what is this? Misa, want it. Give it to me. Give me the minigun. Oh, come on, game. Thank you. Should we save now? What if this is like the craziest part now? Dun, 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 dun. I guess nothing insane is happening, which means we can save. Yeah. Cry about it, stupid skulls. It's the same ammo as, I love shooting it with the ammo because it's always, it's not able to, fire back. Okay, we have not been here yet. Blue skull. Oh, evil monster. Look at it. It's a... Oh god. Oh crap. I'm out of ammo. Please die. Oh, there's a second one. Oh no. Crap. Ooh. Nice. Is this a trap? Could it be a trap? It's a trap. It was a trap, but that's okay. Ooh. Nice. Alright. Ooh, blue outfit right here. So yeah, out of the stuff that we kind of, let's see what this does. Ooh! Okay, box of bullets. That did something. Not sure what. Oh, bro, check the DM and see some stuff to watch. Like right now, you want me to watch stuff while I play the game? Oh! What's going on here? What is this circus? Can I get some of it? I guess. Hold on. Oh, we did it. Nice. Am I stuck? I thought I was going to be stuck inside like all of them. Yeah. Gimme. Oh, brother, no. You guys see it, right? It's dead? Good. Oh. Like, yeah, do you want me to watch stuff while I play the game? Do you want me to die? Or do you want me... so many of them. I guess we can, you know, since we started talking about Fallout, I guess we can take more... Oh, no, 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 no. The music stopped for a second and I thought something bad was gonna happen. Let's keep walking. Everything is dark. Everything is sad. Can't faze me. What now? Guys, we're stuck. Oh. Oh. There's more entrances, I suppose. And what is going on here? I suppose we can interject more stuff throughout the stream. Ay, ay, ay. Ooh, double kill. Let's see. And we got the blue key. Nice. I have no idea what that did, but it did something. This thing is trying to get back at us. Okay. Let's just go in. And I think we did it. Wow, we did it. Nice. Okay. In that case, let's do some viewing. Since Let's see what you sent me. The history of Doom 2 world records. And analysis of Doom mechanics. Dragon Ball Super voice actor attacks gamers over DEI fears. Dude, you sent me so much stuff. Which one should I watch? Like, if you have to pick one, because we already have like some other stuff that we wanted to. I guess we can kind of I see what you're trying to do, I guess. Can I have both playing at the same time? Kind of like a Subway Surfers server. You putting in that work? What do you mean, Hosky? What do you mean? Putting in that work into what? My life? My life choices? The mechanics video. Okay. In that case, let me see if I can find it on YouTube. But I don't need to. I already know what to do. Doom's RNG. There's like an entire playlist. Doom's power armor explained. How the BFG 900 works. I mean, I'm doing pretty fine for myself, I would say. How Doom's enemies AI works. I guess it can help me improve, right? But I feel like I'm already doing a good enough of a job. Am I not? Am I not enough for you guys? Okay, so, Far Cry Lego, you can tell me if, I think I'm doing okay. But watch it, bro. To help. Okay. But first, before we kind of, do some Doom stuff, I guess I don't want to watch the Wolverine and Deadpool trailer first, since that is going to probably be last. But speaking of Fallout, I guess kind of to close things, finish our discussion about Fallout, the new next gen update is coming out, right? And it's going to destroy people's mods. Partly, Far Cry Lego is, he's the mod king in here, and it's going to destroy one of his ones, all of them actually, and it's coming out tomorrow. Thank you for that. And so here we have, here we have one mod that was, here's a game that was created from scratch. Obviously it's going to be a mod for Fallout 4, but it's going to be people, fans of the Fallout series, who basically created a Fallout sequel on their own, and they're going to make it, and it's called Fallout London. Let me pull up the video.
This place actually fucking works.
No, not you. Not you. No, you.
Hey,
Why
Joe.
did you pop up? There you go. Glad that's disappeared. But yeah. Here's the video. And come to think of it, what if we watched both at the same time? I've never seen this clip video, so I kind of wanted to watch it with you guys. So here's the thing. So these guys created their own Fallout game, right? Let's see. Let's try this. Let's see how this works out for us. It might be a bad idea, but oh well. We tried. I'm trying to pick. There we go. So, the Fallout London team, and that's what the game is called. Fallout, yes. Fall Guys, yes. Fallout London is going to be a game that was created by a bunch of fans. They started working on it in 2021 or 2020. And it's essentially going to be a new map, a new story. It's essentially going to be a new Fallout game that Bethesda has not worked on themselves. But here's the thing. Because of the upcoming update, which these developers did not expect, they're going to have to start from scratch. I mean, no, excuse me, not going to start from scratch, but they delayed their project because they did not expect for the update to come out, which like we've already kind of talked about this, but if you've owned a if you've like if you had mods on your game or in your game, then they're going to disappear. So now imagine all that work, not just, a mod that's going to change your weapon or change your mode. We're talking about the entire game. An entire game's worth of content is going to have to be re-updated, and it hasn't come out yet, so they're going to have to delay the release, whatever that was going to be. And now they're going to be releasing it. And let's see how this dual screen will work. Let's try that. It's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to be a good idea for me, since I'm going to have to wear double headphones, I think. But let's try. This is the trailer for it. Let me know what you guys think about it. Here we go. Let's cover up Doomslayer here. All the mods that use... Okay, should I make this gameplay screen smaller? I guess. This is what you guys kind of should watch in the main focus. Okay. So, and yeah, you guessed it, Far Cry Lego. That was the mod that I was gonna reference. And they've been making it since 2020, and they're gonna have to put it on pause. All the mods that use Fallout 4 SE are gonna break, and it will take a good while for it to be updated. A couple of months at least. Yeah, let's see.
Greetings and welcome to the latest update for Fallout London. This will be our most significant update to date, revealing more than ever before about what we have been working hard on for the
Isn't it
past
crazy?
few
Look
years,
at this.
laying out the
Just
path
kind
to
of
release
make it big
and
smoke now.
announcing our official
That's
release
crazy.
date. Over the past 3
Wow.
years, a core team of at least 50 people spread over each core department have spent tens of thousands of hours on the hard graft and development of the game-sized mod Fallout London, with over 200 individuals contributing in
200
some
people.
way to its completion.
That's a AAA
After
team.
all this hard work, the game is now at a functional content complete
That's
stage.
crazy.
However, due to some unforeseen delays, we have not completed the polish and testing we want to do before release. And
Doesn't
so,
sound
we
British,
will
does
be
he?
pushing back the release to a few months later than originally planned. We'll explain more about this and the road to release later in the video.
That's just
With these
impressive.
unforeseen changes, we wish to give you a taste of everything that is upcoming to show you all the hard work we've been doing.
And it's also kind of going to, Fallout 6 isn't coming out until what? They first have to work on Bethesda Software has to, or Softworks, I forget what their name is, but they first have to work on Elder Scrolls 6, and then they have to work in Fallout 6. Fallout 5. So Fallout 5 is years away, not maybe even a decade away, I would say. So the fact that Microsoft just kind of slept on the franchise, while they were putting out a new TV series, which if you've been paying attention to anything that's been happening, every single video game has seen an uptick in player counts, which is nice. Even the original ones are getting the love, finally. So yeah, this is going to fill that itch for a lot of people. So let's watch this while I try to play the game at the same time. Let's see, this is going to be a bad idea for me, but for you guys, it's going to be a lot better. So I'm going to, of course, mute my game. I don't know, maybe I should make it even smaller. Who knows? Yeah, let's do it. I'll make it smaller for you guys. My window, of course. And if you can hear, we'll see if you'll still be able to hear me and the video at the same time. Just let me know what the situation will be. Alright, this is gonna be our first time doing this, so hang with me for a sec. That's too small. Okay, whatever. I think it's good enough. Alright. So yeah, we're kind of spotlighting them because of the delay. We're gonna kind of give him a spotlight here.
In London. In the radioactive playground of London, our world spaces and level design aren't just blueprints. They're the walls in which players graffiti their own tales. We're not building mere levels. We're in fact crafting London from the ground up. Recognizable, changed, warped. A world where every step shapes your legend, and where the landscape is as deadly as the tales you choose to tell. The game setting includes 15 boroughs of London to openly explore. We begin with areas such as the leafy suburbs of Bromley, with its 261 cells, the trendy canal paths of Camden, with 305 cells, steel and glass towers in the financial hub of the City of London, boasting 139 cells. 283 cells make up the ruined hellscape of Croydon. Not much change there, huh?
283.
Eastminster, a new compact district with exactly 100 cells that blends history and modernity. The home to the echoes of naval stories is Greenwich, with its maritime charm, with 460 cells. Hackney, with its vibrant racing heart of 151 cells. Islington's cultural enclave, which offers 102 cells of eclectic charm. The cramped ruins of Lambeth, with 175. Lewisham, the urban mosaic, a 182-cell canvas of diversity. Newham, a dynamic district with 109 cells, where radiation change is the only constant. Historic streets of Southwark, with 437 cells, where every corner whispers tales of yore. Tower Hamlet's 368 cells, of where power and history collide. The open parkland of Wandsworth, and its 388 cells. And Westminster, the political epicenter, boasting 304 cells. Creating these areas has required concepting, design, testing, and onerous nav meshing to ensure they produce a cohesive world that is also engaging for exploration and combat, but with a combined total of 3,764 cells. Lock, stock, and barrel. Amongst these eclectic London boroughs are an additional mix of areas, with a final total of
that was quick. We killed him quick.
Diverse world spaces, 337 detailed interior cells, 48 of which are the scale of the base game's Corvega factory, and a total of 7 unique settlements for you to build to your heart's content. The total area covered by our world is equivalent to the base game Commonwealth and Far Harbor DLC combined. This lofty world space size makes Fallout London one of the largest mods for Fallout 4 to date.
Wow. So it's the size of the original map from the first Fallout.
Populating this huge area has required the creation and adaptation of an enormous number of 3D
Are we out of ammo?
From the desolate urban sprawl to the tattered armor shaping your character's attire, or the eerie glow of mutated foliage, and the ominous cyber pigeons desecrating forgotten statues. Each element breathes life into the panorama of Old Blighty. Whilst much base content has been reskinned or tweaked to fit a British setting, a great number of items have been made from scratch and new animations developed to support them. They include custom weapons, clothes, races, foliage, London-specific architectural kits, and, of course, finely brewed pots of tea. It also includes many hundreds of miscellaneous assets, from iconic London buses to the humble 3-pin plug to the extra mysterious cute Thulu doll. Every asset meticulously crafted for our setting.
Oh, brother, we don't have any weapons.
Rich with roleplay options. Our assets let the player explore a new reality where each detail beckons, inviting you to forge your own path and truly feel the pulse of the unknown. 2D. Our 2D artists have produced a plethora of artwork to populate the world with London-centric content. New signage, posters, graffiti, comic covers, logos, and textures help build a believable future London for you to get immersed in. In addition, we have overhauled the user interface with our Attaboy alternative to the Pip-Boy, which includes custom animations for stats, perks, and quests based on the UK's Protect and Survive family. Music. Fallout London sports a completely new and unique OST, covering all music found in the base game, while adding more. It includes a completely new and overhauled soundscape, ambient and gameplay soundtrack, and features 3 new radio stations you can tune into, whether you are feeling classy on the BBM,
We interrupt this monologue to bring you a stunning development.
or are after some American classics with Crystal Palace Radio,
Hello to all you wonderful listeners.
or just after some good old-fashioned anarchy in the UK, On the Mend with Dan Bull.
That was freshly squeezed with animal soul.
Wait, are we replaying this?
New audio is all part of making our adaptation feel true to London, whilst also integrating seamlessly into the style of the Fallout universe. Our full OST is also available early for you to listen to on our YouTube channel. Gameplay. Much of Fallout 4's acclaim stems from its distinctive mechanics, such as settlements, and we've elevated that legacy with our additions, including a revamped crafting system for ammo and tea, an overhauled perk and dialogue system, skill and perk checks in dialogue,
My word against yours, eh?
innovative fast travel options, including trains, taxis, and boats,
It's too risky to transport the 3 of us across such choppy waters.
dynamic weathers,
Oh,
new
brother.
smoking mechanism, playable guitars, unique uniques, new player animations such as ladder
Goes down
climbing
as a badass.
and swimming, with a noteworthy addition, cow milking. Quests. The story and quest lines of the game have entailed some of the greatest amount of work in the mod, involving writers, scripters, voice actors, and audio engineers to produce a breathtaking array of content. Fallout London boasts a collection of 53 new main quests in and around the city. These engaging narratives offer various choices and challenges in the
Ooh, brother.
Wayfarer's journey to shape the future of Old Blighty. From self-contained adventures to larger quest lines, players have plenty to uncover outside of their main journey, with a total of 35 side quests. 25 new faction quests, intricately tied to the various groups you'll encounter across the city. These quests offer unique challenges and storylines, allowing players to deeply engage with the factions and shape the course of their journey.
We're missing
Uncover
too much.
artifacts, tie up loose ends, and solve mysteries in the bustling world of Fallout London, with 64 miscellaneous quests to enhance your experience. On their travels, players may find themselves entangled in the bitter conflict unfolding on the streets of East London. With 16 branching quests, the
Hold on.
journey is rich with challenges and
Oh, that's from the game? Okay, that angelic sound. I wonder if that was from this game or that. Okay.
intrigue, all seamlessly intertwined with the main quest.
Far Cry Lego. Is it bad that I have been to all those places in person? Maybe. Depends, well, depends on the place. I wonder if we see any hobos or pubs in Fallout London. Oh, you bet. You bet there will be some. It's gonna be hilarious. You putting in that hard work into the game, says Hosky. I am indeed. And it will take a good while for it to be updated. You know what? Oh, I forgot to pause. It's going to count towards our tally with how long we beat the game. But yeah, let's continue watching this.
Line. There are 7 companions you are able to recruit in the game, including one very British best
Whoa.
boy, who we are sure
That's
will
cool.
charm players just as much as
I like this
Dogmeat.
view.
5 of the companions
I
are
feel
more
safe here.
human-ish and are fully voiced with detailed relationship levels.
Shall we venture out again, matey?
See this
branching
place, guys?
relationship-based
Oh.
dialogue with the player,
Someone's trying to
commentary on
hurt
the
us.
world and events, and their own
Oh.
companion quests. In total, there are just over 90,000 recorded dialogue lines in the game, which is about 1.5 times the size of Fallout New Vegas or Skyrim, and just shy of that found in Fallout 4.
Wow.
However, their protagonist was voiced, and ours is, as the community preferred,
Silent?
silent.
Okay.
Release. Our commitment to delivering as polished an experience as possible will lead us to miss our intended release window. The main
Yeah,
reason,
and then
to
the-
be
now we
transparent,
gotta
is the impact
overcompensate
of
for
global
Microsoft.
issues on a considerable part of our scripting team, including the head of departments who comes from one of the areas most affected. This has understandably shifted their focus away from the mod, and while we've managed to catch up through reorganization and reskilling of team members, it has come at the cost of testing. So unfortunately, we won't hit the 2023 target we aimed for. But the
Oh.
sheer amount of progress we've made this year is immense. That cannot be understated. But our ethos has always been to release when the game is truly ready. Our community stresses avoiding a buggy release
What
like
is-
some of our predecessors, and we are committed to a game we can all be proud of for everyone's enjoyment.
What is going
Now,
on?
we've set
Oh,
a
God mode,
specific
nice.
release date. The release date for Fallout London will be St. George's Day, the 23rd of April, 2024. As you know, we've consistently operated in quarters, so we're just 1 quarter over our plans. Close, but no cigar. And for that, we apologize.
Let's punch him to.
However, rest assured,
Now that we got God mode.
anticipate our arrival at the end of the first quarter, perfectly aligning with the debut of the new Fallout TV series to truly get you in the mood. In the coming months, we'll focus on refining, rigorous testing, and balancing to meet the high standards you expect. All of the team
Nice.
are done with their main tasks now and fully support this effort, and we've set a
Whoa.
reasonable deadline to ensure careful completion aligning with your expectations. In the meantime, watch out for further updates from the team as we build towards release. If you want to stay up to date with all activity, please join our Discord server, and feel free to support the work
Oh,
of Team
dang, we're
Fallout
here.
on our Patreon. As always, stay safe, and remember, mind the gap.
All right. So what do you guys think of that? It's impressive, right?
But alas, off you go then. Be seeing you.
Yeah, kind of creepy, not gonna lie. But it's kind of cool that they kind of made the game extremely ambitious. It's gonna be almost the size of the Commonwealth, which is, you know... Oh. Good. Which is, you know, huge. Plus you're gonna have voice acted characters. It's all around impressive work. I don't know if I should save since I'm so low on ammo. But it's crazy what they're doing there. And they're not getting paid, they can't, right? Hopefully Bethesda's paying attention, although with the update they didn't know about it. Yes. Alright, yeah, that looks pretty cool. That looks great. Especially for a fan project. You know, you gotta keep that in mind also, because people like to overhype those. So I wonder if it's going to be one of those, maybe we should save, let's see. Yeah, let's save. Maybe it's going to be one of those good for a fan projects. Or maybe, who knows, it might be something else. It might be just good. And that's what we can all hope for. But for Fallout fans, it's going to be huge. Okay, we seem to have... Wow, this area is complicated. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I guess we're going in the right direction then. Okay, blue key door. Good. What is that sound? Picked up the med kit. I'd like to hear that. Nice. Now what? So yeah, I've been reading a lot of stuff. I gotta admit, I've been getting into some manhwa, or manhwa, yeah, I guess that's how you say it. You know, if you've seen my stories, I've been kind of trying to get into some other stuff, because I'm just kind of, honestly, I'm tired of the whole Marvel and DC nonsense that they're putting out. It's become tiresome just watching them do the same mistake over and over again. Not listening to fans, and I think, you know, even as you criticize them, you kind of have to step away from that at a certain point, which, you know, we'll still do it, but I think it's best for us to move on from these losers. I think it's going to be best for everyone. Wait, where are we? I guess we're gonna have to backtrack to this location. So yeah, I've been doing some cursed stuff as of late. I've been trying to get into more webtoon stuff, I know. And I've been also trying to read some Tapest stuff as well, which Tapest sucks as a platform. Not a recommend. There's a lot of enemies here. Not sure if this is the best idea, but let's see. So I'm looking for any recommendations for more stories to kind of read. Plus, I've been reading, you know, Narnia. I've kind of gone back to that since I played Tomb Raider. I had to finish that before anything else. Let's do it. Wait, hold on, what is this? The panel left. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, yes. We're so back. Nice. Yeah, we're definitely saving this. I don't know if you guys have any like good typical recommendations for even the Marvel and DC stuff. Berserk? What is this? This is something you mentioned. I think we kind of got it too early. Honestly, just look at me. Ooh, secret areas. Oh, we kind of ran out of it. Nope, we don't want this. Whoa, what is this? gonna give you guys nightmares. Mm-hmm. I'm already lost, I think. I want to get back to the beginning of the game, which was kind of here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and now this is going to lead us somewhere. If we go this way... Here's a door. There we go, there's something behind this wall. Yeah, I've got nothing here. I know Hosuke is like the type who used to read a lot of, or at least still perhaps reads a lot of it. Okay, we're back here. I guess there's really nothing to look forward to here. We did all this work just to find nothing? That's ridiculous. No, I'm not taking this for an answer. Let's go back up. There's some other places, but how do you get to them? Over there. There we go. I don't think we did anything here. Something else here. Supercharge, thank you for nothing. Game. Okay. You got a BFG 9000. Which tells me nothing again. Ooh. I'm pretty sure this would have come in handy before. Watch the video on the BFG. I'll prepare all that stuff for next time, okay? Because right now I'm trying to find this place. And I don't think we're getting it. Alright. I think we're... Oh! There we go. Here's the other side. We found it. Is this the other side? It better be. Yes, it is. Nice. Okay. What is this? A slide? Okay, it's not gonna come down anymore. But this will? Makes no sense. Nice, we found it, guys. We did it, but how do we get out of this? Okay, I think this might be like the last level we do, because I'm already kind of being overwhelmed by my directional skills, or me needing to tap into them. I'm already kind of getting rusty here. Oh, shut up. What if I use this? Maybe not. Maybe it's gonna explode and kill me. Let's be safe for now. Let's just get to the exit. See what happens. Go that way, bro. I guess those are the stairs. Good to know. And now let's save. I always feel like you tell me to like do things I'm supposed to do after I do them. You know, does that make sense? It's like, do it. You, like, go that way, bro, and I'm like already there. Okay, let's try this out. Let's see what's gonna happen. Ooh, nice. Ooh, let's not waste that. That's cool. Nice. And we found the exit. Let's celebrate. Ooh, nice. Awesome. Alright. We did it. Pandemonium finished. Alright guys. Let's get to some reacting now. I'm not gonna be able to do that timer is going crazy. See if once you reach level. Yes. Okay, we are where? 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice, and they're already giving us a new weapon. Quick save. And save. Nice, we did it, guys. Right. Good. Now let's get to the next part. Alright. Yes, I'm already kind of getting tired. I don't know why. Maybe it was that Fallout rant, but that doesn't matter. We're gonna get back into it with more reactions. Alright, let's do it. Let's start with the simple one. Let's start with Knuckles, and we're gonna have to be careful here because it's a new trailer. I know Paramount is very touchy about their content policies. So we're gonna flip this, if you don't mind, and we're gonna do a lot of pausing. I'm sorry for that. This is going to be a live reaction, so it's going to make up for all the pauses that are going to be happening. When you do Deadpool, says Far Cry Lego, which we will, and you will probably have to finish that sentence, I be saying a lot of thoughts. Ooh, good, good, good. Yes. We got an explosion, of course. It may be one of those content reactors, reaction channels that just repeat stuff that is, oof. That looks rough. By the way, I do not support this idea for a Knuckles spin-off. So let's end this poll. I hate this idea for a Knuckles show because it looks cheap and it looks like the first Sonic movie, which we did not need to revert to that. We got 50 don't mind spoilers, 50% sometimes don't mind spoilers. So we're in the same camp, everyone. Good. And then on Twitch, no one said anything, which will allow. But look at this. It looks awful. So the TV show, of course, a lower budget, number one. Number two, I'm not a fan of this universe, honestly. But I'm sticking around to kind of like looking at this stuff because at least you can see that the people working on this, at least somewhat, I don't know if admire the source material would be the way to put it, but at least they don't hate the fans. And I think that's a very low bar, right? Not to hate the fans, which is why I don't like this universe. I think it's still not doing too much with the IP in terms of accuracy. There should be no humans, at least not to the extent that we have. But yeah, now it went from looking like a semi-animated movie to an outright animated movie. And imagine if had they went with the original design for Sonic, I wonder what Tails and Knuckles and Shadow would have looked like. I guess we wouldn't have learned because that movie would have been a bomb with with the ugly Sonic that we would have gotten originally. Which I'm glad that they listened to the fans. But yeah, I'm glad uh, that they're actually listening to people and they're very open to, with each movie they're getting a big more, let's say, fan servicey in terms of delivering on what fans want to see, but it's still just like if the first Sonic movie was at like 20% Sonic, now it's at 35% Sonic, so it's still a long way to go. Like it's still nowhere near what it should be. Instead, it's just it's reminding me a lot of the 2000s adaptations of comic book properties like Elektra, uh, those movies where they just take the characters and they do their own thing with them, somewhat tie it with the source material, but they mostly do their own thing, and it is what it is. I guess now it's the time for the video games to get this sort of treatment. Although I still think anime and manga are kind of like the next big thing that's really going. It's already popping off, but I was saying this even before. Uh, but what you're seeing now is only the beginning. I think in 2030 is going to be like the year where Eastern culture is really going to take over the Western culture, and I think that's not a good thing by any means, because we should be producing our own stuff, and it should be successful. It should be entertaining, and the fact that we're losing ground, because that's what it is. We're losing ground. It's concerning, and just another one. And that's not to criticize any specific series or just make blanket statements, but in general, it's best to have your own stuff, and that's why I'm going to older games. By the way, that's why we're going to older games. That's why we're going to older stuff, because I would rather do that than. And that's why I'm also like reading Narnia right now. I kind of want to go back to the Western civilization that made these things what they are. And I do enjoy and admire a lot of the Japanese stuff, of course. No doubt about it. I love so many of their series. And but yeah, let's like for example Sonic. People love Sonic. You can't deny that. Uh let's see what you're saying. Far Cry Lego in they were humans in the games, but not as many as the films. Yes. They can't with movie 3. By the way, they're gonna try to base the third movie on Sonic Adventure 2, from what I've heard. It's like this came out recently. They said this today. But I really think that it's still going to be a half-hearted attempt at that. It's going to have those, like comic books, just those moments here and there that harken to the original, and then everything else. We'll see. Maybe they'll do more of it in the third film, since they are basing it on Sonic Adventure 2. There we go. And Shadow Game, that game was edgelord galore. You can see Captain Scarlet though, bro. Captain Scarlet. Is this a reference I'm not aware of? Yeah, this looks like a cheaply made animated movie. Oh. Ooh. That looks bad. Do you know what this reminds me of? I'm gonna try to find this image right now. Oh, that looks bad. Looks really, really, really bad. Worse than I would have expected it to look. It's even worse than Knuckles himself, who looks like an animated cartoon. Wow. I mean, oof. Okay, this is what it reminds me of. And you guys probably know where I'm going with this. Not the most original comment, probably. Where are you? Where did I put this image? There it is. I mean, am I wrong though? Look at this. Look at me. No, just kidding. Look at this. I mean, it's the same. It's the same energy. So that's not good. Anyway, let's keep watching this. I don't want to turn this into an hour-long segment anyway. Let's not make that mistake. Well, it's not a mistake. I'm pretty sure we had a pretty good segment before. No, this looks awful.
Knuckles the Echidna.
I'm of course pausing so it doesn't go
An honor
crazy.
to meet you at last.
Yeah, that looks really bad. What are they even trying to do? Play him up to be this superhero? I mean, I love Idris Elba, of course. Dr. Octopus meets Rhino. I hope Paramount is gonna be leaving me alone on this. Nope.
I thought you'd give me more of a fight.
And that's that. That's the preview. Does not spark a lot of confidence in me. 6-episode event streaming April 26th. Just call it a mini series. Why is that so hard? I mean, you're not. I mean that's not wrong. Yeah, I mean it looks exactly like Rhino. All right, let's do the next trailer, which is the Transformers one, which I've been hearing that people are.
Hey, what is up, Transformers fans?
What?
Well, this is it, bro.
Before we get to what we're seeing here, I did hear people calling it out specifically for the fact that it's apparently borrowing a lot from the hood culture, black culture in general. Sorry to kind of conflate those two, but you know, let's put it this way: the exaggerated swagger of a black teen culture. There we go. That's the culture it's borrowing from. There we go. Yeah, and that's a pretty interesting take on the Transformers. They've already done that with the Turtles, so why would you want to do the same thing with the Transformers? I guess they're doing it with everything now, kind of. It's trendy, isn't it?
Final trailer is about to drop.
Oh man.
So what is this guy doing? That's the guy from Eternals, right? The guy who played. I don't even remember who he played, but Fastos, was that what his name was? I didn't even see the film, but why are they getting him to play in this? I've seen him in several projects now, and I think it's because obviously he's gay, so he has to have some kind of a victim card, and he's black too. On top of that, so perfect combo to get work in Hollywood.
Can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Oh yeah, then let's drop it.
Here it comes. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Wait, this is also Paramount, isn't it? Dang it. Oh, wow. We are stepping into landmines.
The Transformers 1 trailer starts now.
At least it shows the origins of Cybertron. I mean, yeah, we've only seen Cybertron in the Bumblebee movie, right? Out of the Hollywood takes on, like, from the Bay movies till now. So they really didn't tell you a lot about about their planet.
That's good. I like that.
I like it too. The Transformers 1 trailer starts now.
And apparently those are connected to the movies, which probably is weird to say.
So, how long do you think we'll be here? I'm not talking to you.
You know what? We are so screwed.
Thought you weren't talking to me.
You two, come with me.
I mean, so far it's not what others have been calling it, but I'm waiting for the hip-hop rapper music to come up.
Report to Waste
now.
Management.
Hi there, I'm B127. I'm actually working on some nicknames. The one I'm floating right now is Badassatron, which is actually pronounced Badassatron. We're gonna
Kid humor, gotta love it.
call you B.
Or that's Bumblebee, nice. Everyone looks way different than what I was expecting. Maybe because it's flipped. Before he was Optimus Prime. Oh no. Optimus Child. I don't know. Optimus Secondary. I don't know. Weak. Oh man, what is this? New Transformers. Okay, now that's cool. Okay.
I
okay.
know we're just lowly worker bots who can't even
But why Chris Hemsworth?
transform.
Did the Mario movie makers saw this and they were like, yes, this is it. We need another Chris. He was Orion Pax. Is that it? Is that true? Was that really his name before he became Optimus Prime? Fill me in on this stuff, because I'm not like the hugest Transformers buff.
Don't you want to see what's out there?
Yep, that is true. Ryan Pax. Before he was Megatron, he was Megan Thee Stallion.
There's a reason no one goes to the surface.
He was Drake. Wait, no, that says D1A.
It's dangerous. Why'd you bring jetpacks? If we
The
survive,
animation looks, I would say it's okay. It's not bad.
I'm gonna kill you.
I accept those terms.
I don't know, I didn't know how to feel about it, but now it's kind of growing on me. Like it looks different from most 3D animated movies. You know, typical Pixar films. Now they look awful. A lot of them look awful. They look cheap, but the ones that have big budgets, like Toy Story 4, looked extremely crisp and sometimes even photorealistic now. Whereas this is going for a cartoony vibe, but it's still so polished. So
The surface.
like everything looks like a cartoon, but it's still almost like graphically realistic in a way. I don't know. It kind of combines both of those textures.
Beautiful.
It has an art style. And I guess everything does. Okay. Every Transformer waiting
You
backwards here,
have proven yourself worthy.
has an origin.
Take these and access your full potential.
Paramount, leave me alone. Okay. Oh,
It's
the
time to
music
show
is gonna
'em.
get me. Crap. Gotta tone it down.
It's the eye.
We can transform now.
On free. One.
It's working. Where's my head? How do we use these things?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the voices, at least for the main two.
Oh, look at wheels! I need wheels!
So that's how they get their powers? Is that it?
Guys, that's not good.
Okay, I gotta say, I'm not hating this. This is not bad so far.
We've got these powers for a reason.
I mean, maybe it's because... Is that Scarlett Johansson? Oh, wow. Is it? I gotta say, unless I am, like, totally off on the Transformers lore, but this looks kind of, refreshing from what we've seen, and I guess I've mostly known stuff about the... You know, I haven't watched the 80s show, so I'd be curious to hear from people who have. I haven't grown up with it at all, so it's, I missed it, you know. I know so many people love that lore, those games, those comic books. I mean, I'm missing out on a lot of stuff here, but you know, I want to hear from you guys. It's like, what do you think of this? Because for me, it is as a casual, it's surprising.
Let's use them.
And like you said, it goes back to Cybertron, so people wanted to see that for the longest time. No humans. Great. It's giving me a lot of Bionicles comparisons, which I'm liking.
We stand here together.
Music. The music in the background.
As one.
Okay, music as one.
Whoa! I got a battle mask! It appeared with this guy. Knife hands? I have knife hands!
I can see that.
You just killed a guy. Some levity would be, I think it's a bit overdone then, if you kill somebody. Imagine if you just kind of grew a sword out of your hand, and then you slash, even if it was an enemy, if you slash their head, I'd be shocked. Transformers 1.
B, these are not the bad guys.
Why did you cut the door?
What? No, it was already like...
It's weird how they didn't get Scarlett Johansson in the beginning of this clip then.
That, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was already like. Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. I think I see Scarlett Johansson, so we were right. I think. No, wrong thing. Yep. Steve? Lawrence Fishburne? John Hamm? Nice. Okay, and that was Transformers. You sent me a DM. Okay, let's see. To see what it reminds you of. Huh. Here is what Far Cry Lego sent me. I can kind of see it, honestly. Hold on, let me find it. And probably the last thing we'll be reacting to, since we have a lot to say about it, will be the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. Now, why isn't it working? I'm trying to send it to myself. There we go. Alright, here is what... Here is what Far Cry Lego sent me. This is what it reminds him of, so let's find a frame that fits this. There we go. Let's choose this one. And this is what you sent me. This is what it reminds you of. Creo Transformers, which is, I assume, a bootleg Lego. So yeah. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. Probably the latter. But yeah, it's time to move on to the last segment of today, I think.
I told you, you're not welcome here.
All right, let's get started. So, yeah, let me just get a sip. Hosuke, will there be a they them in this movie? Oh, you just triggered a memory. Hopefully not. But now that you say it, they almost have to. In this day and age, they have to. I'm not a fan of this art style. I'm usually grateful and optimistic towards animation, but I hate this. Ooh, some strong and feisty words. That's some strong words of discouragement for these guys. They're coming from a guy that watches One Piece. Ooh, roasting himself, but then not really. Then roasting One Piece. I don't know how the world will feel about that, but it's not coming from me, so for once I will be safe. But yes, we are now gonna watch the Wolverine and Deadpool trailer. Oh well, time for my Deadpool rant to start. Is that what you're saying? Because the logo is again the lore to start. Okay, so yeah, I'm not a fan of Deadpool. I told you this before, but I find him kind of annoying, one note, and I like him when he's a supporting character, when he's not. Every single solo story I read from him, which is the typical Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Deadpool versus, what else was there? There was one comic book, but I think it may not have been Deadpool. I've read some Deadpool comics, and every single one, especially his solo runs on this ongoing series, were whack. Have you read any of the 2000s runs or 90s runs? I have not, and I heard that the Cable and Deadpool ones are pretty good, so maybe there's something there. But I think like Harley Quinn, Deadpool has become, at least in the modern age, a very one-note character who is just constantly, there's this shtick that's being abused with him. And yeah, and for now he's in the MCU, which we kind of talked about. It's like okay, so it's the MCU just kind of, just when you think they couldn't mess up the rules of the multiverse any further, they find a way to do it. They find ways to crap on their own continuity in the movies, and if they don't care, then why should we? And if some of you are wondering, you're gonna ruin them because Deadpool 2 and X-Men Days of Future Past had different time travel rules, and it looks like they'll be using the same Deadpool. So that's just gonna go out the window, and I don't think that they'll be able to use the jokester excuse, because that's one of the things that I don't appreciate about not just Deadpool these days, but a lot of fiction, which is that they think that self-awareness is a substitute for explanations, and that if you're self-aware, you can just do whatever you want. No, being self-aware, making fun of yourself for being stupid is the cheap way to go, and it tells me that you have no skill. It's worse, honestly. Like, self-awareness is acceptable to a point, but if you keep relying on it, it tells me you have no skill whatsoever as a writer or whoever you are creating these stories. You're telling me to read those. From the looks of it, it is indeed the same Deadpool from the Foxverse. Logan, on the other hand, yes.
I'll leave. Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
So they're doing a very typical bit. It's kind of flipping it, because it's usually the guy approaching the girl, right? And Deadpool has great delivery here. The jokes in this are going to be probably on point, although we've seen some that were not great in the previous trailer. So, as is the case with all the Deadpool movies, I think some of the jokes land, and then some of the ones that don't are usually the one related to crudeness and pornography. So, and making fun of Jesus, because that's a thing now, and has always been, I guess. So those are usually like the cheap ones that they want you to laugh at, and it's those that don't land really, unless you find that humor hilarious, which I don't know why you would. It's such like typical millennial humor, and I guess Gen X humor as well. It's to me, it's kind of like you're making fun of sex or of being perverted, It's like, okay, that's very funny. Incel.
All right. Well,
But yeah, it's like, from one side, it's funny, their interactions, but then when you think about like the implications of, like, are you the real Wolverine? Would this be funny if I kind of just if I realize the fact that you're not the Wolverine I think you are, and I don't think he is, like the OG Wolverine. So that already takes away from the dynamic, and yeah, it's one of those moments where you kind of start to think about this stuff, and it's disappointing to say the least. The more you think about this stuff, the less sense it makes.
I'm sort of on the tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go. Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40. You don't want this. Unless
Okay.
you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead,
Typical, you can't get it up joke.
I suggest you reconsider.
And I like this part where he kind of just smiles to gunpoint, which is
Unless you want to take a deep breath
very, like, it fits the character, right? He's like, okay, what are you gonna do to me?
through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider.
Or he might be smiling because he's just done with life, which also could be the direction, since this Wolverine is depressed and sad and mopey, which is this part of the course for modern entertainment. You know, I don't need to go over the list. Everything is cynical. Luke Skywalker and all the other characters, Indiana Jones, I don't even feel the need to go and list every single one once again. Snyder films, everything just got to be so dour and sad, and the heroes from like the 80s and 90s are no longer themselves. They're sad, mopey, and depressed. And I guess this might be set in between the events of Logan. I still was not a fan of that sort of approach in Logan. I gotta be honest here. I don't think that Logan, just being a cab driver or a limo driver, and I was not a fan of that. Although, I did appreciate the tone. At the same time, the stuff with Professor Xavier, who was just kind of crazy at times, I was not a fan of that. I did not like watching Professor Xavier like that, even though, let me tell you, he is a jerk in the comic books, and I would not feel bad for him. But still, I think, like, some of the stuff, seeing Professor Xavier kind of just scream like a crazy old dude, like he has dementia or something. Nope, not a fan of that. Sorry. But I did appreciate some other scenes that they have, the quieter moments before he dies. It's just all very nice. Like those character drama moments that you like to see. And then we got Madonna playing, and we got the 20th Century logo in the background. If this is post Days of Future Past, but pre-Logan, judging from what it is, it looks like it's from post Days of Future Past, but pre-Logan. Yeah, that's a safe bet. But if you still take him from that timeline, then you already mess with that timeline, as has been established in Endgame. So if you mess with that timeline, it's going to create a new rift, and you're basically going to have basically the Logan we already saw in Logan, the movie. He's already done. He's already dead. He's already finished. And this one would just kind of create the rift. But again, how does that relate to anything that we've seen in Deadpool 2 or Days of Future Past? You'd have to admit that the rules in the Foxverse were also changed for whatever reason, just randomly. And that's not going to happen. So, in reality, they're just kind of using these likenesses of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and all these other cameos that are going to be in this movie, which I know for a fact are going to be happening. They're just using them for nostalgia bait. And making this about a different universe Wolverine is not what I would have wanted. If you're gonna do a Wolverine, just give us Wolverine, the guy we saw in X-Men 1, 2, 3, The Last Stand, Days of Future Past, the Wolverine. That's the guy we want to see. Not this offshoot from a different timeline.
I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about.
We don't care about these characters. Let's face it, they're just contractually obligated here. Even Vanessa, it's like, you're not even in this.
Not my fucking problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
Also, from what I've seen, says Spark Lego, you'll have to continue that. Oh, it is basing the story, yes, on what? I'll let you finish. Not.
Come again.
So yeah, he's sad and depressed because something happened in his world. We don't know if it got destroyed or if this is just a reference to what he did in Logan.
Problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
So he's talking about the entire world. So I guess it's just the entire world got kind of messed up. It wasn't just his thing that he did, so it might even be a totally different story that they're going for. Not even that he killed the X-Men.
Come again.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Again, like, come on, he let down his entire world. Where have we seen this before? Like, if you want to destroy his world and make him OP because of that, that's one thing. But then to accuse him of being the one who failed and him feeling that loss again, fulfilling his entire multiverse, his entire universe, that's just taking it to a cosmological level. It's crazy. And that's somebody noticed this on Twitter, but these moves here are reminiscent of the Flash Thompson scene in Spider-Man 1 when he started fighting Peter Parker in the hallway.
Down his entire world.
That's funny. And oof, ouch. This action scene might be cool to look at. But again, it's not the Wolverine that we want.
Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
The costume. We do not. Let me turn this down. Okay. So I did notice this myself. The sleeves are ripped, therefore there is going to be a narrative reason as to why he has no sleeves. And that's kind of whack, you know. It's like, why do you need to insert reasons as to why he lacks a certain attire? You can wait, hold on, let me close up on this. Does he have like a mask behind himself? Nope, no mask on his neck. So it's like, why do you have to create these fake problems where why can't you just make him sleeveless from the start? You know, why do you have to have a scene where it comes off or something, and then you rip off the shoulder pads along with it? Come on. It's like they can't have two things at once. And yes, this has been a pretty big. Let's hold on, let me get this back up. Oh, everything's going. There we go. Yes, you noticed well, Barker Lego. The Liefeld. I think there's like two Liefeld references. One of them is the Copperfield here. You see the copper, not the Copperfield, the coppers, not the rattlesnake. What is it? Yeah, I guess it is. So it's that. It's like a reference to Rob Liefeld's comic book run. And then you got a different reference here to the fact that Rob Liefeld can't draw feet. In the back here you see Liefelds. Let me flip this so you guys can see. Steven, hey, what's up, little bro? Or I guess older bro. We're just kind of reacting to this trailer, and it's going to be the last thing we do. So you kind of got us near the end of the stream anyway. Liefeld's little feet. And look at Hugh Jackman's jacked hands. So yeah, that little feet is, speaking of, oh, just feet. I thought it said little feet. But just feet is, of course, in reference to the fact that Rob Liefeld cannot draw feet. Or he used to not be able to. Look at those hands, dang it. He is very old, so the steroids must be working. Congrats. Very nice. I wonder which Fox X-Men besides Pyro are going to be in it. I'm hoping for Iceman. I like the Fox version of Bobby Drake. I think it's going to be pretty much all of them. It's going to be Storm, Jean Grey, and Cyclops. At least those three are going to make an appearance. I'm pretty sure that's almost set in stone.
Soaking wet right now.
Yep.
You do. The X-Man.
So Deadpool says you are an X-Men, you are the X-Men, which is nice that he's gaining some respect finally. Yes, Halle Berry.
I am soaking wet right now.
And we got the gauntlets, at least those. I never know what they're called, but on his gauntlets he has these openings. And they're here. They're here and they look pretty great. So that's awesome. Let's hear that sound effect.
The X-Man. I am soaking wet right now.
Nice. Let's see. Since he's gonna be after Wade at the end of Deadpool 2, I saw Azazel and a couple others. Yes. Here he's fighting TVA, the TVA, which is another reference to the MCU, of course. Gross. At least this fighting sequence could be cool. And action in this film is probably going to be solid.
Boys are so...
And here is Cassandra Nova, who is a character I only heard about yesterday, who is Professor Xavier's sister. She was, of course, created by Grant Morrison, who can't ride for life. Sorry, he can. He can. I think he can do it. But for the most part, he is a miss. And this is one of those misses.
silly. Boys are so silly.
And the actress for her is, guess what, identifies as non-binary. Just a fun fact, as she identifies as a they them. So Hosuke, you asked about them. You asked about the they thems in the Transformers trailer. You're definitely getting some of that representation in the Wolverine and Deadpool trailer.
This is what I'm talking.
We got the reference to pinfalls from the Old Man Logan comic book. Except now it's Scott Lang who is getting used as a base in this Vanish Point, which is from the Loki series. The Loki series is the only one that they've been ever referencing. Multiverse of Madness sort of referenced Westview. But even then they were kind of like, in reality they just paid lip service to it. They sort of acknowledged it, but in reality, they could not care about anything. Keep it paused, okay? I assume you're gonna wanna take a look at these characters. you want to see, Fox really wants to see Sabretooth from the '05 films. I agree. I preferred the design for the original Sabretooth than the Schreider one, the Liam Schreider. I think that's what the actor's name was. From X-Men Origins, I liked his performance, but not his look for Sabretooth. So, they better keep the older one. You can have both now, I guess, because of the multiverse. Grant Morrison's X-Men run is something that I've only heard negatives about until recently. His Justice League was good, though. Is that true? People don't like his X-Men run? That's interesting. I thought that people liked it, but I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. I like just a few characters. I like Wolverine, I like Gambit. I'm not a staunch reader of Defender and a huge fanatic of any of these characters, but I've read a lot of comic books, at least for Wolverine and some others. I think they have great characters like Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, Rogue. You can name all the rest of them. They have great ideas. Some of the stories are enjoyable, but for the most part, I'm not into their whole appeal for obvious reasons. Let's see how many X-Men are in this one, so we can see how many are in this scene. Sabretooth from the OG films. He's here? Where? Hold on. Is that him? I have not noticed him, but of course there is Azazel, who in the comic books is no longer the father of Nightcrawler, because apparently Mystique is now his father. She turned into a man. That's not how that works, but hey, if they don't care. Lady Deathstrike, that's a pretty great reference, callback. Glad to see her again. And now everyone else here, somebody said the second one from the right is Toad. I think the first one from the right is... I feel like we've seen that character somewhere before. And yeah, the rest, the guy in the trench coat, I have no idea who he is. We know that Pyro is somewhere here. But I don't see Sabretooth. Where is he? Where do you see him? I have no idea. Alright. In that case, I was hoping... Pyro is the guy with the pockets. There's a lot of guys with pockets and pouches, as we can see. I guess it's the guy on the left, far left? Yeah, with the high boots and the... this big green jacket, I guess? Maybe? The one behind the shirtless dude. I don't... Like the guy sitting on the car? Maybe. Maybe. Alright, let's keep watching this, because I think, I don't see Sabretooth, so... But I think he'll probably be in this movie. I think, like I said, Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Halle Berry, her Storm is going to be in this for sure. I'm pretty sure of that. And Elektra is going to be in it. I've heard some other Marvel characters going to be in it. I don't know how much you care, how much you guys care about this. I don't, of course. I know who's going to appear in this probably. Well, again, it hasn't been confirmed, but I've heard stuff. And there was going to be one MCU character in this. So.
Talking about.
That was probably Pyro, right?
This is what I'm talking about.
Ah, too quick.
This is what I'm talking about.
Now. I guess it's Pyro, yes.
Big slow.
Yeah, that's funny. Not the Dogpool stuff, but Wolverine's expression is hilarious.
Motion action sequence.
That's how we feel about the MCU in general.
Who knows if you live or die?
And here is Logan getting his butt kicked by a lady. But she's got telekinesis, so makes sense.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
I bet this is gonna be a bit where Deadpool keeps saying it and Logan refuses to say it. And then at the very end, in the final scene, or I guess not the final scene because he has the pads here, but he's gonna say it eventually. And it's gonna be this big moment where, oh, he said it. He said it. Yeah, that was Deadpool and Wool. Interesting. Oh yeah, and then there's this.
Want to do some cocaine?
Hey, cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
What about Bolivian marching powder?
They know all the slang terms. They have a list.
Even snowboarding?
Even disco dust.
White girl interrupted?
Even force bump.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes!
What is this hair? I don't know. Alrighty, any other comments from this? The MCU. What can I say? The MCU is going to be MCUing, and it's going to MCU all over the place. I hope we see Morbius in this movie alongside Madam Web. We're going to come in and save... Actually, I hope that happens. I think it'd be hilarious, and it would be so on brand if they came in and saved the whole universe. Like, have the final hit on the bad guy. And just think of that, what it would do to the movie, but I don't think they want to celebrate any of that. Shame. Shame, shame. This is him in hiding. We probably see them in the secret webs. What are you referring to? That's me asking the question towards Far Cry. I'm directing that question towards you, Far Cry Lego. Like, who's hiding from who? Be more specific. Steven, I heard Ryan asked for She-Hulk and Captain Marvel to be removed from the movie. Ooh, that'd be hilarious. Where'd you hear that? I'd like to know the source, because it sounds like a hilarious story that I would like to know more about. But dang, I mean, can you really blame him? Who would want to be associated with those two? I wouldn't. Maybe She-Hulk if it was a totally different show, but now that's a total lost cause. And frankly, I think the Captain America movie is also going to follow in that suit. And it's all going to be very bad. Walker Lego says Secret Wars. I mean, okay. That's what you're referring to? Yeah, I'm already getting tear down by this running time. I don't know why I'm just tired today. Maybe because I didn't sleep much. I think that's it. That's it. If I'm low on the energy, then apologies for that, because yeah, it's probably that. I was kind of like wondering, why am I so low on energy? And I guess that must be it. That's it. Doing a song for the film, like for the first two. Oh, yeah. I mean, the first one, they did have an original song, because the second one did. It was supposed to be a Bond-esque song by Celine Dion, and it was hilarious. Like, I think the jokes in this, even though sometimes a lot of it is going to rely on the fact that it's going to rely on the typical nostalgia bait, and it's going to rely on the idea that this Wolverine is going to be resembling the other Wolverine, and they want you to think of him almost like the other one, which is, totally untrue and should not be the case at all. But yeah, they're going to try to do that. And even aside from that, of course, some jokes will have that, and it's going to fall flat for that reason, especially if you pay attention to this stuff, which I think most people will. after the hype is gone, everyone will eventually kind of know it deep inside that yeah, it's a problem. But there's still going to be jokes in this, like just Deadpool walking up to anybody and saying hello peanut. That's hilarious to me. So I think it's going to have its moments as well as some bad ones. And who knows, maybe it's I was never a huge fan of the Deadpool films, so I don't know. I'm definitely not gonna see it in the theaters because it's Marvel Disney. So that's already enough of a reason for me not to go. And seeing this trailer, I was like, this is a fun fun trailer. But then the more you think about it, the more it falls apart. The characters do, like I said, they're just walking zombies at this point. Like you mean to tell me that these characters, like, they have to be just these stand-ins that resemble the ones from the movies, right? Nothing else. Because if they end up, let's say, going with the direction of, hey, these characters are from the X-Men movies, then it's not going to make sense and everything is pretty much going to fall apart. They're just going to ask you to not think about it too much, which sums up modern entertainment. But either way, it's like, even if they try to find a workaround, which is that they're going to tell you that, oh no, these characters are totally different versions. They just happen to look the same. They just happen to act the same. They just happen to be the same almost in every aspect, except we're going to tell you that they're not those characters. They're just different versions. Then that also brings true. That also brings like a bunch of baloney. So either way, they've screwed themselves. That's just what happens with the multiverse. I've been saying it since day one, well, maybe not since day one, but because that was an Endgame. But then once you saw what they were doing with it, after that point, and after Endgame, I kind of realized that multiverses as a whole are a bad idea. It, just that once you open that can of worms, it's disaster zone for your continuity. And again, if you don't care about your continuity, then why should we? If you don't care about your own canon, that means you don't respect it enough, or you think you can just do whatever you want. And I don't appreciate that as well, because you can't do whatever you want. You should be held accountable for what you do, and you should not then expect us to just follow along for anything that you write. Okay? No, we're not doing that. And I think that's where I'm going to end it. And that's all that I have to say on the matter. Hoske is quiet on Twitch. Good. And yeah, let me know what you guys know, if there's any closing thoughts that you have about this movie. I think it's gonna be okay. I mean, the jokes, at least. As a movie, it's probably going to be bad because of its connections to the MCU, which, that's just the reality of the situation. Once you compromise something, it brings down everything else with it. And not just by association, but by sharing the same continuity, by sharing the same world and the rules. And then when you lean into it, like the way the this movie leans into the multiverse, yeah, it's just game over for you. And I guess I understand that Ryan Reynolds is doing everything in his power to make this movie a reality, and that he wouldn't have been able to make this movie. He wouldn't have been able to make this movie if, Kevin Feige definitely told him, you have to do this stuff or you're not getting the movie. And so he had to do this stuff or else he wouldn't have gotten the film. And am I saying that we would have been better off without this than with it? I think it's very likely that would have been the case. Because sometimes it's just not even better to contribute not only to you or their disrespect of the source material, but it's also for you kind of like you yourself are contributing not only, like I said, to the downfall of this entire brand, but you're also limited to playing by their rules. And so that already sets you up for failure. But at least we can sort of, I don't know, I'd have to literally to turn off my brain to enjoy this, which at this point I'm kind of like tired of doing. So, yeah. That's all, my friends. That is all. He's actually hella depressed in the comics. And remember, they've been making this since 2018, ever since Deadpool 2 was released. Well, that's not necessarily true because Deadpool 3 was going to be more of an X-Force film, a proper X-Force film, but they were not working on this movie ever since Deadpool 2 came out because they were not owned by Disney. The idea that they're going to have the multiverse and they're going to have Deadpool travel to these different locations, meet these alternative versions. That was it might have not even happened because of the acquisition by Disney or the potential non-acquisition because there was a different party involved, right? Universal also wanted to buy them. So whatever Deadpool 3 was supposed to be, it's a different story from this one. And it was originally meant to be an X-Force film. I know. Okay, yeah, see, we agree. Not this version, though, but they've been playing a third film. They've been playing up the third film, says Far Cry Lego, and Steven says, I like the X-Force, X-Factor comics, when Alex Summers, strong guy, and the female beast-like character, and the female beast-like character. Oh, I see. Yeah. Again, great characters. I really like Havoc. I don't like Cyclops. That's something I've come to realize. But I like Havoc. I think he's a cool guy. You said you would have preferred to have the X-Force film. It would have been more Deadpool and Cable interactions. For sure. Alright. Again, we've gone over the 3-hour mark, so this is a good moment to end the stream. So I want to thank you guys once again for being here. Hosky says, dang, he's leaving. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. No, not to keep you waiting, to keep you, I guess, to leave you. I guess that's all it really is. A long goodbye. Oh, thanks, Steven. Thank you. Your words of encouragement give me the will to live on. And not even live on. No, just to do more streams. And it's really fun interacting with you guys. Honestly, it allows me to kind of not only play some classics. I would have never played Doom without you guys. And I'm very glad that I started. But also just, getting to talk about other stuff alongside the usual. So, and yeah, we're getting into some deep topics sometimes. And if you want to watch like the first hour of the stream is basically me just bashing the Fallout TV series. Because I don't think it's good. It's really not good. And the last 3 episodes really solidify that notion. So that's that. Alright, enough with the kisses and goodbyes and the hugs. It's time to say, it's time to departure and to go off, to go our separate ways. And see you on Saturday see you on Instagram. But then, when it comes to streams, see you on Saturday where we'll be playing Red Dead Redemption and probably look at some of the stuff from the X-Men 97 episode, because finally Captain America made his appearance, which, we thought it was going to be the last episode. It wasn't. So I'm curious to see what they do to Cap. I think, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do to him. Alright. In that case, sayonara and take care, boys